Apply. See a Lid's teammate for details.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
Homer here for Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. This November, you'll save big with 50% off all window styles, plus you could get 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills and come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Visit windownation.com to get started.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Bruston Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's finally game day.
6, good protection, pass wide open, making the catch and getting into Washington territory. Tucker Kraft pulls his way down to the 20-yard line.
And the countdown to kickoff starts now.
What's the fake? Pass caught, touchdown, Green Bay Romeo Dobbs.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Broadcasting live from the shadow of the south end zone at Lambeau Field. Alongside Gabe Neitzel and the mayor, Steve Scaffidi, here's Alex Strouf.
Yeah, away we go. Week 9 in the National Football League. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Carolina Panthers toe-to-toe here at noon at Lambeau Field. First noon game of the year here at Lambeau Field. At Lambeau, yeah.
Wow. The only other noon game we had was the Browns game.
Yeah, the Browns game in Cleveland.
I like the nooners.
I do too.
I'm an early riser, though.
Are you? What time do you wake up in the morning?
At 5.
Okay. Yeah, earlier than
That's
me.
old man time.
So did you wake up at 4 o'clock today with daylight savings?
A little bit earlier, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Not a fan of daylight savings, but we don't want to go down that road.
No, actually, I really do. I really do want to go down that road.
That's crazy.
With a 13.5-point spread, we might find some time for daylight savings time takes
Why
at
we're
some
still
point during
doing
the show.
this at this point in 2025, still changing the clocks, it seems crazy to me.
I think it's a good take by you. I would like to read.
I don't know if it's a hot take.
I would like to have this conversation before you leave us at some point. Maybe when the genius Jason Wilde joins us. That's
the genius.
That's how we start off the second hour.
Yeah, the crossover on daylight savings.
I wonder what his thoughts are on the daylight savings.
We'll find out at 10 o'clock when Jason Wilde joins us.
I'm curious.
Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Alex Strouf, the mayor, Steve Scaffidi, Mr. Worldwide, Gabe Neitzel hanging out with you just outside the shadow of Lambeau Field at the Tundra Trio in Green Bay. The 5-1-1 Packers, the 4-4 Panthers here today. The Packers in first place in the NFC and the NFC North, and that looks especially good after a win last weekend in Pittsburgh over Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. Jordan Love goes bananas. Tucker Kraft has a career game, and this offense looks like maybe it's hit its stride. 20 complete passes at one point. last week for Jordan Love. Gabe, just on Love, it seems like maybe he's unlocked another level, and maybe Matt LaFleur has unlocked another level of trust in his quarterback.
I don't know if he's unlocked another level because we know that this is the ceiling. We've always known that this could be the ceiling for Jordan Love since he put together that 8-game stretch back in 2023. But what we've been asking from Jordan, starting with last year that got interrupted by the couple of different injuries that he had, and into this year, okay, how consistent can you be? Can you play at a level like that, similar level like that for 13, 14 games throughout the course of a regular season? Because that's what's going to separate the Packers, make them a first-place team in the NFC, make them a team that you think can go win the Super Bowl. So for me, yes, it's great to see that from Jordan and complete the 20 straight passes. Okay, we have to follow it up with something, I don't want to say similar because he set a career high in terms of a regular season passer rating last week, but a little bit more of that consistency. And I think that does, to your point, Strouf, come from Matt LaFleur. And I think that the way this team has struggled to run the football, whether that's because it's a Josh Jacobs thing, whether it's because they haven't gotten the continuity because the offensive line's been beat up throughout the course of the year, I think they have to lean, especially early in games, a little more into the passing game. It worked in the first couple of weeks when Jordan had these monster first halves, and then they were able to put it away with the defense in the second half. I think they have to revisit that and start looking at that, even if they're facing some light boxes the way they have the last couple of weeks.
It's almost the reverse of what worked so well for them last season. Josh Jacobs, they used the running game and Josh Jacobs to open up the passing game. Almost seems like they should go to the reverse this year.
That's what I think they should do, just based on the way the first half of the season has gone. And obviously Josh Jacobs can still be a huge part of this team. Like, you would need him, I think, as almost that closer. When you get into 4-minute offense mode in the fourth quarter, trying to take time off, that's when you can try to unleash Josh Jacobs. But continue to, try to, again, open things up through that passing game because, especially with the way Tucker Kraft, 19 targets the last 2 games, the way he's been playing, get him involved early, often, and then try to spread the ball around.
Steve Scaffidi, it is Jordan Love's 27th birthday today.
Yeah.
And your gift to him, show him some praise.
I love Jordan Love. I mean, it's easy to do. He's played so well, and obviously last week was an incredible game. I have no concerns about his game. My only concerns with Jordan Love is how Matt LaFleur manages him. And to Gabe's point about how you look at the game, it was a run-first team last year, but why does that have to be the case this year? This has a team that has a lot of talent. And, by the way, when you pass first sometimes, and you don't do it the whole game, but if you pass first, that opens up the run game, and you got Josh Jacobs, you got Wilson, who had a hell of a game last week.
Emmanuel Wilson's been awesome for them.
So change it up, mix it up. Don't be afraid of how good this team can be, and that's my one concern with Matt LaFleur. He seems to sort of want to dial it back on occasion.
So on that point, it seems that despite the 5-1-1 start that has the Packers in the top seed of the NFC entering Week 9, seems like, and I'm with you guys, a lot of us are down on Matt LaFleur to start this season.
I wouldn't necessarily say down on Matt LaFleur because, they did make the pivot, and a lot of that was because of Jordan's injury in Week 1 last year.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, we got to put Malik Willis in. We have to run the football, and Josh Jacobs had 153 yards, whatever it was, in Week 2 in a game that they were able to win against the Indianapolis Colts. So, we can run the football. Okay, let's just do that, and we can try to, take pressure off of Jordan Love that way. And, again, teams were stacking the box early, this season against, the Packers and Josh Jacobs, and I think that's what opened up some of the big plays that they were able to hit. But teams slowly started to realize we don't need to stack the box in order to slow down the Packers' run game. So it's about, kind of getting teams even further away and hopefully opening up that run game if you can throw the ball successfully. I have faith in Matt LaFleur that he's going to be able to figure this thing out. They pivoted last year, and I think they just have to pivot again this year, and maybe the second half last week is the pivot point of, hey, let's try to get the ball in Jordan Love's hands early, often, and then if you jump out to those big leads, that's what makes Rashawn Gary, Micah Parsons, and that defense more dangerous, and that can help kind of cover up the lack of depth that you have and the lack of confidence in your secondary.
See, we say all this, and we make it sound very easy. We make it sound very simple.
Football's a simple game.
But do you worry that Matt LaFleur maybe sometimes overcomplicates the game?
Yes!
And that's why we've seen some shortcomings this year.
I don't understand his hesitancy. Let this team be as awesome as it can be. You have a great defense now. That should take the pressure off that side of the ball. I mean, obviously, he's more of an offensive guy, offensive-minded coach. Do the thing, man. Use your players. Christian Watson's back, man. Stretch the field. At some point, Jaden Reed down towards the end of the season will be back. You got some great talent. You got young players. You're the youngest team in the NFL. I still think that's the case, right? Mm-hmm. Show people what you can do. Why play 2 quarters when you can play 4 quarters? And that's my only beef with this team. Well, they don't seem to want to play, other than those first 2 games, they want to play 4 quarters.
And honestly, I think that's what makes it exciting, because we see how good this team can be.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're sitting there at 5-1-1 on top of the NFC, what makes it exciting is they've done that, and it feels like there's still more to unlock within this team, that they can still take yet another step forward, which is why maybe some fans have been that feeling of incompleteness around this team. The reason why, maybe because they're not playing up fully to that potential. When you watch Get Up on ESPN or take a look at power rankings online, that they're not among those upper echelon teams, because I think everybody sees that, yeah, this is a good team, but they could even be better. And to me, that's exciting, because you want to be playing your best football starting in November into December, and that's the direction that this team seems to be trending.
We call football a simple game. It's also a simple game filled with buzzwords that catch your ear, like identity and complementary football that Matt LaFleur has been preaching through the first 9 weeks of the season. You mentioned it, Gabe. Don't let the records fool you in this one. 5-1-1 and 4-4, but this spread is massive. Packers are 2-touchdown favorites today at noon against the Carolina Panthers. Seems like this is a good opportunity for that complete 60 minutes game, which we haven't seen yet this season from a Packers team, despite the very good record and a good start to the season.
Yeah, and Carolina they're making improvements, right? They're another young team that's been trying to build it up, but offensively, they just don't have a ton of weapons. Bryce Young expected to be back for them today after missing last week's game, and Andy Dalton starting at quarterback. But Teteroa McMillan, who I know is a name Strophy we talked about a lot in the lead up to the draft,
sure did.
Ended up being that first receiver taken. He's having a really good rookie campaign for Carolina, so that's somebody you have to keep an eye out for. But Rico Dowdle is having an unbelievable year at running back. He's averaging nearly 6 yards per carry. So this is a team that wants to rely upon that run on the offensive side. So it's a good thing that Devontae Wyatt should be healthy, because this team plays to run a lot better when he is healthy, because the lack of depth that they have on the interior of the line.
How do you not like the name Rico? Man, I would name it, if I had another kid, I would name that kid Rico. I love that. My wife Kathy going, we're not having any more kids.
And she has confirmed that.
Like a crazy person?
She's confirmed that one.
Yes, she has confirmed that. Yeah. I definitely got the look.
Okay, have you seen the movie Napoleon Dynamite?
Yes.
Uncle Rico.
Yes.
He can throw the football over the mountains.
He sure can. And show at Steve's non-existent child named Rico.
Unlimited
Rico Scaffidi would be a strong name.
That would be good, right? Unlimited arm strength, right?
Yeah.
Just go. And that's what Jordan Love has.
Yeah.
See how I brought it back?
Very well done by you. You're a pro. Pro's pro. Steve Scaffidi, Gabe Neitzel, Alex Strouf with you at the Tundra Trio just outside of Lambeau Field ahead of Packers, Panthers. Is Jordan Love in the conversation for the most valuable player in the league here at about halfway at the halfway
There's a lot
point?
of great players this year.
Yeah, there is.
Depends how he finishes.
Yeah, it does. It does. And I think at Potawatomi Sportsbook, I think he's the sixth best odds.
Sixth best odds right now.
Week 9, which is where you want to be. That's a good spot to be.
Yeah, and again, it just goes back to that consistency. If he plays at the level that he did in the second half, he's going to be a runaway MVP, right? So it depends upon how this team finishes. You have to win the division. And you've got... To me, it doesn't matter really what Jordan Love does here today, as long as the Packers win the game. Of course, we want him to look good. We want him to build on that. But if you want Jordan Love to be an MVP, playing like you did in the second half on a nationally televised game against Aaron Rodgers last week, that's big. Next week, Monday Night Football against the defending NFC champions who are playing some pretty good football in the Philadelphia Eagles. You got to play well in that game. You got to play well on Thanksgiving against the Detroit Lions, and then we'll see what that Ravens game is at the end of the season. But they've got some opportunities to play some pretty big games, and if he plays well, his name is going to keep moving up in those Pato Sportsbook rankings.
It's all right there for him.
Yep.
Play well in those games, throw some touchdown passes, win the games, win the NFC North, have the best record in the NFC. Boom.
I know Toyotathon doesn't begin for a few weeks, but it's usually mid-November. But it is his birthday today, and obviously he's coming off a big-time game in Pittsburgh last week. So I think Toyotathon has arrived a little early this season. But I will say, when it comes to Jordan Love, I've got more confidence in him than maybe I ever have.
Yeah.
I just think he's finally piecing it together. I really like the pieces around him. Obviously, as Steve mentioned a bit ago, the addition of Christian Watson back to this lineup. You're hopefully going to get Jaden Reed back in the next couple of weeks. You see the role that a guy like Savion Williams is playing in this offense, and Matthew Golden, and obviously Tucker Kraft. You've got so many weapons at your disposal, and despite the fact they probably should be relying on one of those more than the other, Tucker Kraft that is, I've been really impressed with the way he's been able to disperse the football and really get this offense to cook the last couple of weeks.
But they have started to rely on Tucker Kraft, right? After being one of those.
That page has been turned in your eyes?
I think so, because him and Aaron Rodgers a couple of weeks ago were the only two quarterbacks who had not targeted a single receiver 10 or more times in a game. And then that changed when he targeted Tucker Kraft 10 times a couple of weeks ago. And then he targets Tucker Kraft 9 times last week. So it was 9 the previous 10 times last week. So Tucker Kraft with the 19 targets in the last 2 games. I think everybody's realizing he's starting to live up to that potential that we thought he had coming into the season, because that's all you heard about during training camp was, oh man, Tucker Kraft, he might take that step this year. Tucker Kraft, he might. And the throw that Jordan made to Tucker, where he just trusted him on 4th and 2 against Arizona, and then what ended up being a big catch and run, where Jordan goes, I got pressure coming in, but if I put some air underneath this football, Tucker Kraft has come away with this, or it's going to be an incomplete pass. I think he's getting more and more comfortable and more confident in, if I just get the ball to Tucker, let him do his thing, that's going to be good for our offense too.
There was a couple of those plays in that game, because there was also that longer pass later on. It just like, are you just throwing up for grabs? But I guess he had an idea, remember?
He's kind of a gunslinger.
He was going to his right. He was off his feet. He throws it down.
The
Watson one, yeah.
I mean, that's some quarterback.
That was a Favre-esque play, man. Extending the play with your legs, getting out right, kind of side-arming it. And he threw that in a spot where only one man could catch it, and that man was Christian Watson, who ultimately came down with it.
And that was a great throw, but again, it just goes back to, I think they're calculated gambles. Because again, going back to the one against Tucker Kraft, I think he knows, you float that ball out there and you're thinking, oh, it's a 50-50 ball. It really wasn't, because he was either going to be Tucker, he trusts Tucker to the point where Tucker's going to make sure it's incomplete, or Kraft is catching that ball. Like, those are the only 2 outcomes that were going to happen on that play. And then we obviously saw what Tucker was able to do after he caught and ran it. I mean, Kraft is number 1 in the NFL in tight ends right now in yards per game. He's 2nd overall in yards currently in the NFL for tight ends. I think unlocking him and making him another weapon that the Packers really like, along with Josh Jacobs, and recognizing those players you want to get the football to, that to me is what is going to unlock the next level of this Packers offense. And again, we've seen it over the second halves in the last 2 games.
Tucker John Kraft is his legal name. I think it's time to change that middle name to Yak. Tucker yards after catch Kraft.
Nobody's better right now, right?
No.
It's unbelievable how he separates.
Well, he's got the speed, but he also has the strength. He's going to shut you
Get off me.
How fast is he?
I don't know. I can't remember what his 40 time
what's fun about that is, and this is something, Gabe, I know you've talked about a little bit this week, is I remember a couple of years ago when him and Luke Musgrave were both drafted, and the excitement in training camp, and really the offseason, and then training camp, but leading up to the season was, this Luke Musgrave guy, he's got the speed, he's got the size, this guy's going to be a dog.
Well, there were a couple of times.
Emerged.
Well, there were a couple of times that Luke Musgrave was like the only guy on my screen catching passes, right? Like, he would just get that wide open in those first 7 or 8 games before he got hurt his rookie year. And Tucker Kraft came in and has just been undeniable since. He got his opportunity and he is holding on to it. But please tell me I'm not the only one that noticed last week when they were showing the 9-man football footage of him.
Yes.
He was playing with children.
Yes, he was.
Like, he was. Like,
you are not the only one that noticed
like,
this.
Wait. Like, I understand you're playing 9-man football because, there's not enough kids in the rural area, but he was so much bigger than everybody else.
He was like a Sasquatch. Basically, how big he was.
It was amazing.
Ridiculous how big he was.
I love when they, on Sunday Night Football, when they show footage like that.
Andy Reid, remember how
yes.
big he
when he was doing the punt passing kick.
Yeah. Why is that old giant man with these little kids at punt passing kick?
Why does he have a cigarette in his mouth? I'm so confused right now.
Hey, Green and Gold fans, it is game day. Kick off your tailgate with Bacardi, whether it's Bacardi and Cola, lime and soda, or spiced in cola. Bacardi is your game day go-to. Grab a bottle at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida, rum 40% alcohol by volume, and maybe at that point you also have a cigarette in your mouth. Who knows? Who knows how it goes on game day? Everything's fair game. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, Steve Scaffidi with you. Packers 13.5-point favorites in this one against the Carolina Panthers. Do you believe this is a trap game? We'll dive into that and hear from the head coach. Coming up next, it's Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
When you're injured, you want quick, specialized care, not a long ER wait. The orthopedic care specialists at Ortho ASAP treat fractures, sprains, strains, sports injuries, and more right away. With on-site x-rays and expert care, Ortho ASAP gets you back on track faster. Open 7 days a week with locations in Brookfield and Pewaukee, it's more affordable than the ER. Walk in, get treated, and get back to life. Ortho ASAP. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris talk to best-selling author Shea Serrano. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at potawatomi.com/heart.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. Take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York? It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. Text TRAVEL to 800-990-3776 for full details. To learn more about this amazing adventure, come to the meet and greet on Tuesday, November 4th at 6 p.m. at Buck and Honey's Monona. If you can't make it, visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com to learn how you can join virtually.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all. On the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house. Only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I just had to clear my throat, Gabe.
Yeah, it was.
We all heard it.
Yeah. It's very Stu-Kotze of you. Luckily the mics weren't quite up, saving the listeners.
I almost did
there.
a duck and cover. It was like, what is that?
My bad. It's on me. I'm Alex Strouf. That's the mayor, Steve Scaffidi. That is Mr. Worldwide, Gabe Neitzel, giving me a hard time on this Sunday morning.
Man.
I had a Packers-Panthers. The Packers 5-1-1 in first place of the NFC and the NFC North. The Carolina Panthers, a sneaky 4-4, But 2 touchdown underdogs today here in Green Bay as the Packers favored by 13.5, the latest data coming from ESPN, Bet and ESPN.com. Head coach Matt LaFleur earlier this week asked if he believes in the concept of a trap game, and with the Eagles on the horizon coming to town next Monday night,
I'm not worried about it.
Could this be a trap game?
We've got enough to worry about just within ourselves and a lot of growth in front of us. If we want to play our best football, we should only be worried about today in this game and nothing else outside of that.
We should just be worried about this game and today and nothing outside of this. I agree, Matt. You should be. But are you is the question.
Is he more edgy than he was last year?
Yes.
Why do we think that is?
I think he's just I think he okay, so here's the thing. You get in a position a while, right? He's been the head coach now 7 years, right? I think he's in his 7th year.
Yep, he's in his 7th year.
And you get to know these reporters. I think you just have more of an honest rapport with them. And I think he's sick of some of the storyline-based stuff. Like, do you have a number 1 pass catcher? Should you send your offense around Tucker Kraft?
Well, no coach
is this
like
a trap game?
They don't like cliche questions. Somebody asked that like last week. You don't need to keep asking the same question. My question is, you're going to get questioned like that until you play a complete game again. So if you're underperforming for at least 2 quarters, all of those reporters are going to try to figure out what's going on. Maybe the question is you don't have a number 1 receiver. Maybe the question is maybe the defense isn't calling the right defense. I don't know. Well, they're going to ask those questions.
The last time they looked as good as they did in the second half against the Steelers, they laid that egg against the Cleveland Browns.
That's what I was just about to bring up.
And did not look as sharp because, hey, look at us. We're feeling good. We've got this thing figured out. We're playing a lesser opponent. We can go through the motions, and that's what can happen. I mean, look, it can happen on veteran teams, too. Chewy always uses the example of when they lost to the Colts in 1997, and the Colts were like 1-12, and they ended up putting up nearly 40 points against the Packers. So it can happen to veteran teams, too, where they start looking ahead, and that year – the game after that Colts game, the Cowboys were coming to Lambeau for the first time in that era. And you've got the Eagles coming here. You had the big game last week. So I think it's a fair question to be asking if this team is going to be ready. And hopefully they learned a lesson from their game against the Browns this year.
What does he tell us every week? I'm not looking ahead. We're playing this game. His players say the same thing. They echo him, except for a couple guys. They echo the same comments. So what's this look ahead stuff? Until you beat teams like Cleveland when you should, you still have work to do. Now, obviously, this game is, if there's a trap game, this would be it because you're almost 2 touchdown favorites. So win the damn game, win by more than that, and no one's going to ask those questions because then it's about next week.
And I'm hoping that they do go out there and show how dominant they can be. Because it's something we've talked about, at least I have, and maybe I'm pushing the narrative. I want Lambeau Field to be that home field advantage again, right? So you go into Cleveland, and look, Cleveland has a pretty good defense, and you still should have found ways to win that game, if not for the interception, if not for the special teams blunders that the Packers made in that game that cost them that contest. I want Lambeau Field to be a place where you feel like you have that home field advantage because it hasn't been like that for quite some time. And Lambeau was loud. It was raucous those first couple of games. I'm hoping we can recapture that, not just this week, but the big game next week as well against Philly.
I'm the old man in the room. I remember, and I was telling you before the game, when they had, I don't know what their string of home victories was. It was a long string, maybe 30.
I think it was 28.
Okay, 28 games.
Including playoffs.
They'd wrap the game. Brett Favre and Reggie White, they'd play simply the best, and they'd sometimes run around the stadium. That's how the dynamic was. I would love to see that return to Lambeau, but it has not been that way. They've lost playoff games. They've lost games they should have won. When they're favorites, they have to get that back, and that does fall on Matt LaFleur. You're going to be one of the best coaches in the NFL. You got to win the home games. Start with that. You got to win as much as you can on the road, and then you got to win your playoff games when you're in Lambeau Field. This should be a home field advantage, and sometimes it's not.
Today is the halfway point, at least for the home games on the schedule. This is game 4 of 8 at Lambeau Field, at least in the regular season this year. The Packers are 3-0 at Lambeau Field this year, so at least that's a good sign of things trending in the right direction, Steve.
Yeah.
Not 28 in a row, but it's at least 3.
I have high standards. You know this, right?
Yes,
the highest of standards, so I will never
You've been a spoiled fan.
I have been. And, we've talked about this before away from the show.
Yeah.
Wisconsin sports fans, we've had it great. We're winning regular seasons. We're winning all that stuff, but we're not necessarily winning championships. We've got 1 or 2 in, a long time. One football in 2010, unless you want to go back to 96, and of course the Bucks, was that 4 years ago?
2021.
Yeah. So we get the regular season stuff, but I'm expecting this team to be better than that. And when you bring a guy like Parsons in. Come on, win the game.
That indicates a swing that you are all in, which gets us to this point, and I'm sure we'll talk with Jason and Rob Demovsky about this, but the NFL trade deadline is just over 48 hours away. Tuesday, the deadline in the NFL. Gabe, you expect the Packers to take a swing at maybe a cornerback?
I am not expecting that. Look, I know of all the reports out there. They're asking around. I just don't think there are any corners available. Pete Doherty had a really good piece where he was talking to a scout this week that was in the Journal-Sentinel, Green Bay Press-Gazette, and it just doesn't seem like there's really much out there unless you're willing to spend high draft capital. The corners that have gone so far in the trade market have been more guys that have worked on the inside, and the Packers aren't going to trade for a slot corner. They like, obviously, what they have in Bullard, and that's what Nate Hobbs has struggled with. Nate Hobbs was really good in the slot for the Raiders, and they thought they could transition him to the outside. Obviously, that hasn't gone well. Jair Alexander goes. Was anybody going to sign up for Jair Alexander here in Green Bay again? I really don't think so. So right now, there just is not a cornerback out there. Maybe that changes if a team loses today, but cornerback is one of those toughest positions in the NFL, A, to play, B, to find good ones. And when you have a good one, chances are you're not going to want to trade it away. So I do not expect them to get a corner. Maybe they can find somebody on the interior of the defense, but it's not going to be a premium draft pick that Goody's giving up because he is already without a first-round pick because of the Micah Parsons trade.
There happened to be one available in a rare in-season Saturday trade yesterday as, oh, wait a minute, old friend Jair Alexander traded from the Ravens to the Eagles, so his quote-unquote revenge game here at Lambeau Field just got kicked up a couple months as he was going to come in Week 17 with the Ravens, now coming in Week 10 next week
if he gets
with
on
the Philadelphia
field.
Eagles, if he's on the roster, if he's on the field. But I imagine you make that trade to have him active.
I guess.
If you need him.
And he was a healthy scratch. And now maybe we know why he was a healthy scratch this past week if they had some sort of trade wheels in motion after playing on Thursday Night Football.
I didn't pay attention to what he was doing this season. Has he done much of anything?
He has been a healthy scratch each of the last 2 weeks.
So,
and he was a scratch early because he was still dealing with the knee injury. He was getting drained. So he's only played a couple of games this year for the Ravens, and one of them did not go well.
The season opener did not go well against the Buffalo Bills. Got torched a little bit. So there you have it. All right, trade deadline coming Tuesday. We'll keep an eye on that. Rob Demovsky, the ESPN NFL Nation reporter covering the Packers, is inside Lambeau Field. He will join us coming up next. But first, Brats Coolers, friends, you've got it all. But rolling into the tailgate with a clean car, that is the real MVP move. Keep it spotless with a Tsunami Express car wash membership. 13 locations and growing. It is easy to swing through on your way to the action. Tsunami Express, wash, chill, repeat. Rob Demovsky is next. Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ. Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into nonstop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Now through Wednesday, save on 14.75 to 29.45 ounce selected varieties Culinary Circle pizza, 2 for $10. 46 to 48 ounce selected varieties Blue Bunny dairy dessert, $3.99. 4 to 6 count selected varieties Dan & Light and Fit or Oikos multi-pack yogurt, 2 for $7. Gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms white milk, $3.99.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, wow, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Did you know Love was born November 2nd? Did you know Love was raised in Bakersfield, California? Did you know Love played college football at Utah State? Are you looking for lots of Love touchdowns the rest of this football season? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we love being your one-stop shop for everything alcohol-related. With our selection of over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, liquor, and mixers, all at the lowest prices in town, Discount Liquor has all your tailgating needs covered. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Discount Liquor, 2 locations, Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings. Discount Liquor.
See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
If you're living your life in pain, you need to take control of your health and look beyond just traditional medicine to get that done. Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I want to tell you about my friends at QC Kinetics. When I've gone to the Greenfield location, I have seen with my own eyes what QC Kinetics can do for you. QC Kinetics offers cellular treatments that at the micro level can cure that pain for the long term. Using QC Kinetics' natural healing tools, you can revitalize those joints and get back to living the life that you deserve to live. It's fast, all natural, and there's no downtime. You'll be amazed, just like I was, to see all the tools in their toolkit to give you a pain-free life and get you living an active life once again. Do not wait any longer. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative cellular medicine, and it's something that you need to see to believe. Your pain-free life is waiting for you on the other side of your free consultation with QC Kinetics. Give them a call today for that free consultation at 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, Steve Scaffidi hanging out with you live from the Tundra Trio just outside Lambeau Field here in Green Bay ahead of Packers-Panthers, a noon kickoff today. Always good to be joined by ESPN NFL Nation reporter, our buddy Rob Demovsky, the bold, the bald, the beautiful. Rob, typically I say happy Sunday or happy game day when I intro you, but today I'm simply just going to let you do the introduction.
Happy Halloween.
Happy bleeping Halloween, Rob.
Oh, yes. It's good to be past that holiday.
So you're not a fan, I'm gathering?
No, I was just kidding. I actually love passing out candy, but Matt LaFleur sure doesn't, so I figured I'd give him a appropriate send-off of his Friday press conference.
What's with you and swearing at the press conferences recently?
I don't know.
It seems to be becoming a bit of a trend.
I know. That's like 2 weeks in a row or 2 out of 3 weeks. I need to stop this.
Or keep it going. I kind of enjoy it, to be honest with you.
Keeps everybody on their toes.
Gives me good sound bites like that one.
Well, I'm here to help.
All right, very good. Rob Demovsky with us here on Green Bay Game Day ahead of Packers-Panthers. How about Tucker Kraft? An incredible career game for him last week in Pittsburgh. And it seems like Matt LaFleur more open to the idea of building the offense around their star tight end, Rob. What did you learn this week as the season rolls on and the inclusion of Tucker Kraft in the offense's plans?
Yeah, it's a good question, Alex. You know, Tucker Kraft has had, I think, 10 targets in each of the last 2 games, right? Do you know when the last time a player had at least 10 targets in 3 straight games was?
I would assume it's Davante Adams.
Yeah, that's my guess.
It is. Davante Adams, weeks 3 to 5 of the 2021 season. Maybe Tucker Kraft is their wide receiver number 1. You know, like, I mean, and that's not a bad thing. Like, it's not a bad thing at all. There's plenty of good offenses that have operated through the tight end, and there's, you know, not many tight ends better than Tucker Kraft in the NFL right now. So, you know, maybe there's a shift in making a concerted effort to get him the ball, or maybe it's just that he's open, and that's where Jordan Love is going with it, because that's what Jordan Love says. He throws to the open guy. But at some point, you got to throw to your best guys, and Tucker Kraft is certainly right up there.
Hey, Rob, you're around Matt LaFleur enough to kind of gauge his personality. And, you know, the Halloween comments aside, you know, whether he likes it or not, I don't really care. He seems edgier this year to me, and I'm not sure why that is. They have the best record in the NFC. He's certainly leading the NFC North. Things seem to be going their way. Do you perceive that, or is that just me?
Yeah, see, Steve, to me, I think he's actually more engaging than he has been in the past. Like the week of the Steelers game, I thought, man, he's going to not be up for any banter, and he's just going to be, tight. And I actually thought that Wednesday press conference talking about Aaron was really good. I think he's been a little bit more sarcastic, maybe a little bit more witty. But I actually think I've seen him crabbier in years past than he is right now. So I do agree with you that there's a difference in the way he is approaching press conferences and things like that. But I don't necessarily think he's like feeling pressure or unhappy about something. I just think he's maybe he's just finally feeling himself a little bit more and being willing to engage a little bit more. Because, I think he's been like put it to you this way, Steve. If they had lost the game at where did I get up and leave? Arizona, and because they said Micah Parsons, I would never have gotten up in the middle of it, and they lost the game because I would have been like, this guy's going to bite my head off.
So, Rob, taking a look at what this offense has been, you mentioned Tucker Kraft getting involved. They haven't been able to really get that running game going.
No.
Do you think they kind of changed philosophies? Last year, they were a team that ran the ball 52% of the time. Do you think that they go back to being a pass-first team, given the success that they had in the second half last week?
Yeah, it's a great question, Gabe. I wonder what they were percentage-wise those last 8 games of 2023 when Jordan was on that incredible run. I'd have to look that up. But that seems to be a little bit more the way they're operating right now. And look, it ebbs and flows, right? Like you can't just, Mike McCarthy always used to say, you don't just pull out the game plan from last year and change the date and throw it out there again. Like you got to adapt because teams are going to change the way they play you. And I would think that teams, at least going into this year, based on what Josh Jacobs did last year, that's where you would start game planning for the Packers. And maybe the Packers are finding other ways to combat that, and that's why we're seeing some of the run game maybe isn't necessarily the focal point of this offense, or maybe they're just not running the ball very well, which is very possible.
Rob Demovsky with us here on Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Rob, I know the Panthers aren't maybe as good as the record indicates at 4-4, but I'm surprised by the point spread today. And I know that doesn't always tell the full story, but Packers 2 touchdown favorites. So clearly the heavy favorite in this game. Did the point spread surprise you when you first saw it?
A little bit, and honestly, it surprised me that the Panthers are 4-4. So maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe
I'm with you on that.
You always hear people say, "Oh, they're better than their record." Well, maybe the Panthers are worse than their record. At least Vegas seems to think so, and the gamblers must seem to think so. Interesting note, though. I tweeted this. This is the 12th straight regular. I didn't tweet this part, but this is the 12th straight regular season game the Packers have been a favorite. There are only 2 teams this year that have been favored in every one of their games this year. It's the Packers and Eagles, and obviously we know who the Packers play next week, so something's going to have to give there. But, they're clearly expected to win and expected to win big today.
Rob, we talk about health, the team's health. We had the early bye. As far as their injuries and the health of this squad, where are they at, do you think, in comparison to other years? Are they in a better shape? Are they have some concerns? Where are they at?
It seems like they're in decent shape. Lucas Van Ness is going to be out for this will be a 3rd straight game with a foot injury. They could definitely use him back sooner rather than later. Dontavion Wicks has got a calf injury, and he's not going to play, but obviously he got Christian Watson back. The one thing I thought that was encouraging this week, their biggest injury from a severity standpoint this year has been Jaden Reed, and he had, of course, the foot injury that he tried to play through and then broke his collarbone. Jaden Reed was out on the practice field, not necessarily practicing this week, but he was running. He was catching balls on the jugs machine. So to me, that's a good sign that he's getting closer to returning. I still think it's going to be several weeks, but you imagine getting a player like Jaden Reed back like early December and what that could do for this team too. So I think they're in a pretty good spot. Of course, Steve, that could change in a moment's notice based on an injury or 2 today. But as of right now, they should be knocking on wood and thinking they're in pretty good health.
How do you think Quay Walker's played this year?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like from what you talk to the coaches, they couldn't be happier with him, Gabe. I mean, now I don't know if he's going today. Like that is the one injury going into today that I would be slightly concerned about. He didn't practice Thursday with a calf that popped up. He was dressed for practice that day in pads, and then never went out there on the field. I think Quay's played very well. I don't know if Quay has played himself into another contract here. I thought going into this season they would probably not re-sign him going into next year, but you just can't. It's not, and this is not necessarily a knock on Quay. You just can't pay everybody at every position big money. And I thought, with
unless you're the
Hopper,
Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they'll figure it out. They'll catch up to him at some point, I'm sure. But I mean, Tyron Hopper has barely played this year, and when he has played really well. I mean, he had the pass breakup on the 2-point conversion try. That was last week in Pittsburgh. I think that was the only defensive play that he played all game. But they think highly of him, and when they have a guy waiting in the wings that they want to get on the field but just can't because there's too many bodies, that typically means they don't re-sign the guy ahead of them. But maybe they feel like he has elevated his play to the point where they can't let him go. But I do think he has had a very good year.
Why do you ask that? How do you believe Quay Walker?
Well, I think he's played well, but Rob got to the part that I was curious about, the contract part.
Yeah.
Because they did not exercise that fifth-year option, understandably so, because outside edge rushers and 3-4s get factored into that linebacker number, oddly enough, in the NFL. So it made sense not to exercise that fifth-year option, but then they expressed interest in signing him to an additional deal, and obviously that has not come to fruition.
Interesting. Okay.
And I know Jason has reported that there was a contract offer on the table.
Yep.
That the fact that Quay didn't sign it says to me that the money wasn't there, and the longer he plays without that, the closer he gets to free agency. Why would he sign a deal? Yeah. Why wouldn't he just go out there as a free agent to see what kind of big-time money he could potentially
make? The Quay Walker contract on your brain today. I wasn't anticipating that.
Well,
sorry, Rob, go ahead.
Real quick, Gabe. Quay Walker told Jason that he has that contract offer on the table.
Correct.
I guess I have to believe him, but I'm not 100% sure that I believe it.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Always something.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing that it's, they may, his agent and Packers may be talking contract, but and they may have sort of maybe traded initial proposals, but it's sort of like in recruiting, like a school high-ranking school offers a borderline kid a scholarship. But yet, you can't commit right now. Like, we're going to make you an offer, but it's non-committal. Maybe that's the case with this contract.
Fascinating. We use the term expressing interest. I see the rumor mill swirling as the NFL trade deadline coming up Tuesday. Rob, what's the latest on the Packers? Are they interested? Are they going to make a move, or will they stand pat come Tuesday?
Yeah, I think they're trying to find a corner. The problem is, no one lets good corners go unless it's Jair Alexander, who just doesn't play. So I don't know how good you can be if you don't play. But, I mean, people just don't give away good corners. Like, whatever they could get on Tuesday or before Tuesday, I don't know if it would be better than what they're putting out on the field. Now, that doesn't mean they won't try to find somebody for depth purposes. I do think there are a couple of spots where the Packers maybe could look to move someone of their own and get a draft pick in return. Yeah. I mean, that Sean Ryan might be a possibility. Like, they're not going to re-sign him next year. Maybe you look to pick up, a 5th or 6th round draft pick for him. So maybe there is a player.
Face.
I don't know, Rob. I'm already uncomfortable with the lack of depth they have at offensive line.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. But if you're sitting there going, well, we're not going to re-sign this guy, maybe you try to get something for him. Now, I think you could get something equal in terms of a compensatory pick, so I would hold on to him. But you never know. I mean, Goody is short on draft picks, especially high early draft picks in the first round the next couple of years. So we might see him want to stockpile as many draft picks as he possibly can, regardless of what round they're in.
It's a fair point by Rob Demovsky. All right, Rob, last thing for you, as always. What do you expect today? Lots of Tucker Kraft for the third week in a row as the Packers heavy favorites against Carolina?
That would be a great storyline. I would love to be able to write that this guy is, one of the best tight ends in the NFL. It'd be a good story. I think he is becoming that. I do think they win. I just don't know about that point spread like we talked about right off the top. That seems really high for a team that's 4-4. But, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Micah Parsons pretty much terrorized Bryce Young when he was with the Cowboys and they played last year. So maybe it's another day where Micah has his way as well.
I mean, and Rob, in fairness, you can say that about a lot of quarterbacks with Micah Parsons.
Terrorize everybody. Yeah, you're right, Gabe.
Very true. Well, Rob, happy bleeping Halloween. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. We'll be seeing you.
The great Rob Demovsky, ESPN.com, NFL Live, Sports Center. You see him everywhere. You hear him on all of our shows across ESPN Wisconsin. He's the best, and happy bleeping Halloween to him. Hey, we're out here at the Tundra Trio Tailgate. Let me tell you, our partners and fans sipping on some incredible cocktails right now. That's thanks to V Private Bar Services, the go-to team behind our bar hospitality. They bring the flavor, the flair, and the experience that takes our game day to the next level. Raise the bar for your next event. Book V Private Bar Services today. We'll take a look at our hero. We need a hero, just like Bonnie Tyler, presented by Network Health. I Need a Hero is coming up next on Green Bay Game Day.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
The holidays are the perfect time to thank the people who make your business shine. At Alpha Custom Apparel, we help you create custom gifts and branded apparel that show true appreciation. Whether it's polished polos for your sales team, cozy quarter zips for employees, or thoughtful giveaways for your best clients. We make it easy with fast turnaround, creative options, and Midwest service you can count on. This season, give gifts that build pride and strengthen relationships long after the holidays are over. Visit alphacustomapparel.com and start your holiday gifting today.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Homer here for Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. This November, you'll save big with 50% off all window styles, plus you could get 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills and come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Visit windownation.com to get started.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have, or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at potawatomi.com/heart.
Crisp air, cozy sweaters, and a home that's actually ready for fall. Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Don't let your home be the only thing falling apart this season. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. Exterior Pros and Baths, because your house deserves a little sweater weather too.
Looking to heat up a career in HVAC? Dick & Strouf Heating and Cooling in Milwaukee is now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Family owned and operated, Dick & Strouf offers competitive wages, a 401k match, health insurance benefits, and a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. This is more than a job. It's a chance to grow with a company that truly values its people. Apply now to become their newest team member at dickandtrouf.com. Dick & Strouf Heating and Cooling. Come see the difference. Apply at dickandtrouf.com.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, Steve Scaffidi with you outside of Lambeau Field at the Tundra Trio. Ahead of today's matchup between the 5-1-1, don't forget that tie, Green Bay Packers, and the 4-4 Carolina Panthers. And Steve, we're talking to our friend Jeff, who's up here from Carolina in the commercial break. He's a Panthers fan, and he's telling us, those wins aren't as pretty as you think. The wins this year for Carolina, they beat Atlanta in Week 3, 30-0. Then they went on a 3-game winning streak this year. A comeback over the Dolphins, who are very bad.
They suck.
A 30-27 win over the Cowboys, whose defense sucks.
Yeah, they're not a bad team, though.
No, they're not.
I mean, Packers couldn't beat them.
And then how about a whopping 13-6 score and a win over the New York Jets?
They're bad.
Yes, they are.
They're suck times something else. I don't know. They're bad.
Yeah. Well, I won't argue with you.
And then they got boat raced last week by the Buffalo Bills.
40-9.
So that is why this line has climbed to as high as it is, because that dominating victory of the by the Bills last week.
And the Panthers, by the way, also going to be missing two of their preferred offensive linemen today. So Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary certainly have the opportunity to get after Bryce Young.
Not the best day for that to be the case, right?
No, it is not. It's not when you're facing this defensive line.
That should have been another question for Rob, because as good as Rashawn has been this year, obviously 7.5 sacks and he kind of disappeared for a couple of games there where he just could not do anything, couldn't win his one-on-ones, couldn't even get a quarterback pressure. And then the last couple of weeks he's played well again. So just very curious why he kind of fell off and disappeared. Not that I'm expecting him to get a sack every week, but you didn't even notice that he was on the field for like a 2-week stretch.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But on the flip side of that coin, Micah Parsons, I think we understand why Goody traded for him. And if you don't, just watch a Packers game this year. The impact he makes, it might be better than it was advertised before the season, to be honest with you.
I don't know if it could be better than advertised.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But he's delivering.
Yeah, he's 100% delivering. I think my favorite tweet I saw after he beat a triple team to get his one sack last week was Mina Kimes had put out there.
Can we just understand the absurdity of what you just said? Triple team? He beat a triple team.
Correct. There were 3 different blockers that were thrown at him on that given play, and he beat all 3 in order to chase Aaron Rodgers down. And then on the very next play was this close to getting Aaron Rodgers on a potential strip sack. But Mina Kimes had put out there, and it was like the 3 linemen that were across, or it was a tight end and 2 linemen that were across from Micah Parsons before he got that sack, and said, "This is like in the movie where the bad guy sends 3 henchmen after John Wick. John Wick is easily going to dispatch of them on his way to the ultimate goal," which is what Micah Parsons has been able to do, constantly facing double teams, and it's just wild. Think about this. So he has the 3-sack game in Arizona, and was disappointed in the way he played because he thought he should have won more of his one-on-one matchups because he was not expecting to have as many one-on-ones as he ultimately did.
I don't want us to get bored or stop talking about how important of an impact he makes. Because I think it's normal if you just, like Giannis with the Bucks, for example.
Oh, it's what we do.
I think we just come to expect greatness.
Yeah.
I don't want to get bored of Giannis, and I don't want to get bored especially of Micah Parsons. And bored is maybe not the right word.
I don't think bored is the right word. I think taking the greatness for granted.
Yes.
Because it's just expected. It's going to be there. We know he's going to be great, and it doesn't always get appreciated to the level it should be appreciated.
It's just such an element that the Packers defense has lacked since Clay Matthews, when you have a legitimate game changer as a pass rusher.
Yeah.
And it's been a joy to watch through 7 games.
It's always a pleasure as a fan to see the best in the business play. And we've had several examples. Reggie White, we've had Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Now we have Micah Parsons, who arguably one or two best defensive players in the league, and it's just so much fun to watch that. I was going to say to Rob before we let him go, we've spent zero time talking about the defense, right?
Yeah.
It's like because we take them for granted because they're so good. I expect them to show up today for all the reasons you just talked about. They're missing offensive linemen. This is a team that's won big at home this year in the 3 games they played. I would expect today to be no different.
Number one on the field and number one in the odds for Defensive Player of the Year for 8 weeks in the NFL.
And I know our friend Evan Cohen on Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio. Man, they're paying 2 quarterbacks. I don't know if you want to be paying. Micah Parsons, again, the reason why you pay that type of money to a guy like that, the same reason why the Detroit Lions gave very similar money to Aiden Hutchinson earlier this week, is because there are 2 positions that can impact the game and really impact everybody else around you. On offense, it's obviously the quarterback. But we're seeing what Micah Parsons does on the defensive side. It has made the cornerbacks better. I know we want the corners to be better as well, but as good as Micah Parsons is, he makes their job a lot easier. And we are also seeing, going back to the Rashawn Gary part, we are seeing the impact it can have on guys like Rashawn Gary, Lucas Van Ness when healthy, and how much attention Micah gets and how much that frees up everybody else. It's the only other position other than quarterback that can impact that many players around you.
On the cornerback question, we're not having this conversation if Nate Hobbs steps up, which is what they expected him to do.
That's why you paid him.
He has to be that player, and it sounded like LaFleur thinks he can be that player still. We've seen examples before where there's players that it takes them a bit to figure it out.
It's an interesting aspect of today's game because actions speak louder than words is the old adage. He played 4 snaps last week.
Yeah, you went from playing 100% of the snaps to literally just 4 last week. And I don't know if it was a situation where they just thought, hey, this is going to – we just saw Keyshawn Nixon make the transition from slot corner to outside corner, and he did it pretty seamlessly, did it pretty well. Maybe Hobbs can do the same. And obviously it hasn't. I don't know if it's because of the knee injury, so he ended up missing time, so the transition is just going to be a little bit more choppy. But I will agree with this. Even though Jeff Hafley said, oh, we didn't bench him. Okay, Jeff, you did. There's a word for going from 100% of the snaps to 4, and that word is benched. But I do believe Matt LaFleur and Jeff Hafley when they say, hey, we're going to need this guy at some point this season.
Absolutely.
Because you are going to need him on the outside. Because whoever you trade for is probably, if they make a trade, is going to be in the same category of corner. There's not a corner out there that they're going to trade for that's going to be better than Keyshawn Nixon or better than Carrington Valentine. It's just going to be a depth piece that they add because if you have a cornerback that's better than Keyshawn Nixon, guess what teams don't do with that? They don't trade him away in the middle of the season.
Bingo. Just in the spirit of celebrating greatness and not taking it for granted, there is a word for that. It's benched. Well done. All right, heroes of the game.
Just playing the hot hand. Maybe that's what he was doing instead of benching him. Playing the hot hand.
Carrington Valentine played well last week.
He did.
And I think there was a word for what happened to Nate Hobbs.
He got benched.
Benched is the word for that.
We're all in agreement.
We need a hero. Network Health, honored to serve many veteran members, and we're also proud to count veterans among their employees because they are based right here in Wisconsin. They are able to develop health plans specifically with their veterans in mind. Network Health. Bonnie Tyler hit me. Gabe Neitzel hit me. Who is your hero of the game? Packers, Panthers coming up at noon.
Maybe this is just too simple, but I think Josh Jacobs is going to play a big role. And I look at that. We were just talking about the Bills game last week for the Carolina Panthers, and James Cook had a monster game for the Buffalo Bills. So while the stats for the Carolina Panthers aren't terrible in terms of that run defense, they got gashed last week by a really good team with James Cook, and I think maybe this is the game that we start to see Josh Jacobs and that offensive line start to have that continuity, and he steps up and has a huge game on the ground.
You know what mine is?
Who's that?
All the attention on Tucker Kraft. This is Matty Gold's breakout game.
Ooh. I like it.
This is the day he steps up.
Yeah, nobody, I don't think anybody had it on their 2025 Packers bingo card that Savion Williams would get in the end zone before Matthew Golden this season.
He's going to get a touchdown.
But that is what happened last week. And I hope you're right because Matthew Golden only 3 catches for 4 yards last week in Pittsburgh.
He needs the boost.
I agree with that.
Yeah, he's a guy with a lot of energy, but he needs that boost.
I just love the idea of, and I said this earlier in the week, I think on KBN, I want to see one play in particular. Remember 2 seasons ago, season opener against Minnesota. There was a particular play, the very first play of the season.
It was 3 seasons ago.
3 seasons, you're right.
That was Aaron Rodgers.
Was the quarterback. Christian Watson was sprinting down the sideline and had a man beat. He dropped the ball. How about we do that on one sideline with Christian Watson and the other with Matthew Golden and just let Love pick his poison first play of the game today? That's what I'd like to see.
I would love to see a deep shot to either one of them, but again, the way the teams have been playing the Packers has been pretty soft. A lot of soft coverage, tough to take that tap off even when you have the speed that those two do.
While I have complete confidence in the offense today against the Carolina Panthers, my hero plays on defense. I'm going with the easy cop-out. Give me number one, Micah Parsons. I need him to be a hero today.
You really stretched on that one. Wow.
Going out on a limb with that one. But an offensive line missing two of their starters. You're not going to have Lucas Van Ness again, likely. Give me all the Micah Parsons today. I need a hero, presented by Network Health. Steven's going to stick around for one more segment because
the genius.
The genius, Jason Wilde, is coming up next on Green Bay Game Day. But first, we are here at the Tundra Trio tailgate, and you know it wouldn't be Wisconsin football without brats on the grill and Coop's mustard on top. I mentioned it. I made my ham and cheese sliders last weekend with the honey Dijon mustard from Coop's. I love me some Coop's. I got the jalapeno, the Arizona heat, the spicy brown, and the jalapeno, and the honey Dijon. I got 5 of Coop's mustard in my fridge right now. I love mustard, and I specifically love Coop's mustard from classic yellow to spicy brown. They bring the flavor. Coop's mustard, spreading the love since 1897. I love their mustard, man. Mustard's the best. Mustard! Jason Wilde joins us next on Green Bay Game Day.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Hey Wisconsin, it's football season and that means it's time to break out the Bandito with El Bandito Yankee, the official tequila of game day. 100% Blue Weber agave, all natural and so smooth it's criminal. Try the award-winning Blanco, Reposado, and Yeho in the new high-proof Plata 47. Ask for El Bandito Yankee at your favorite bar or restaurant and buy it today at Woodman's and Festival Foods. And for tailgates, recipes, and more places for purchase, go to elbanditoyankee.com.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. Take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York? It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. Text TRAVEL to 800-990-3776 for full details. To learn more about this amazing adventure, come to the meet and greet on Tuesday, November 4th at 6 p.m. at Buck and Honey's Monona. If you can't make it, visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com to learn how you can join virtually.
Fans, don't let dirt and road grime bench your car this October baseball season. Step up to the plate with Tsunami Express Car Wash, where every visit delivers the MVP shine. With unlimited washes, fast lane access, and free vacuums, you can keep your ride looking like a champion all season long for less than $1 a day. And with 7 Milwaukee area locations, including New Berlin, it's easy to score big no matter where you're headed. Join the winning team today at TsunamiExpress.com. That's Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank. National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Ready for the snap, and a timeout taken. The team looks a little bit lost. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, the winning play is simple. A whole house of new windows as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no interest. A championship move from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
No doubt, Wayne. And unlike the opponent's defense, Pella Windows actually stopped the draft.
The draft picks we
gave up for number one had to be the steal of the century.
True, but I'm talking about replacing old drafty windows.
Roger that. With energy-efficient windows that keep the cold out, you'll stay as toasty as a fan at a warm weather preseason game.
Pay as low as $297 a month for a whole house of new Pella windows.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today.
Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 11/30/2025.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit.
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit. Sit.
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's finally game day.
6, good protection, pass wide open, making the catch and getting into Washington territory. Tucker Kraft pulls his way down to the 20-yard line.
And the countdown to kickoff starts now.
What's the fake? Pass caught, touchdown, Green Bay Romeo Dobbs.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Broadcasting live from the shadow of the south end zone at Lambeau Field. Alongside Gabe Neitzel and three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde, here's Alex Strouf.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strouf and Gabe Neitzel are indeed with you. Mr. Worldwide is here. Steve Scaffidi, the mayor, has hung around to talk to the genius, but I don't know where the genius is. Must be running late today.
Maybe he's in his Ted Lasso costume, but you can't see him.
Yes, that could be it. That could be it.
We're just missing
now, here's the thing. Jason has told me many times before, humble brag, he gets stopped a lot on his way over here by fans of the show and fans of his and fans of his newsletter on channel3000.com. So Jason Wilde will join us at some point ahead of Panthers, but Scaffidi nice enough to stick around for a couple more minutes.
You
So
just got me. And Gabe.
You're a genius, too, though, in your own right. Season
yeah.
ticket holder. Let's see if I get this one right here. Season ticket holder since 1984.
83. Every time you guess, you're always a year off. 83.
Did they wear the uniforms they're wearing today? Did they wear leather helmets back then when you first got your season
That's just a
tickets?
shot at being an old person. Is that what that was?
That's exactly what that was. Yes.
Right. I still think I could, in a race on this grass, I still could be to the other side. That's how not old I am. How about that? How about that direct challenge to the host?
I'm going to pass. I'm going to save you the embarrassment.
Yeah, something like that.
We'll hold off on that.
All right.
So, Steve, the uniforms today, do you like them?
I do. I
like the
I
helmets?
like when he mix it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gabe?
Yeah. I like the only throwbacks I have not enjoyed were the ones from the earlier 2010s that had the small circle
the gold
with the numbers.
circle? Yeah, I didn't
the
like
circle.
that either.
The circle was just strange, but again, that was kind of a similar color concept. I kind of enjoy the. I guess it's kind of almost a Notre Dame-ish, dark, navy blue with the gold. I kind of like that color combo as the throwback uni for the Packers.
How about those Steelers uniforms last week?
Woof,
man!
I was just about to say, aside from those throwback uniforms, the other ones you don't like are the Steelers.
I wouldn't have
were
picked that year of
Bumblebee.
all the years to do a throwback. That was an ugly, ugly uniform.
Well, and then to do it against the Packers, so now the Packers had to change their uniform so they didn't also have gold helmets and just have that many gold helmets running out there. It was a very strange decision by the Steelers last week.
Well, throwback uniforms and a big-time point spread is what you get today at Lambeau Field, as it is the 5-1-1 Packers, the 4-4 Panthers, and we get your set for that here on Green Bay Game Day. The Packers 13.5-point favorites over the 4-4 Carolina Panthers today. Steve, what are you expecting? What do you want to see today out of the Green Bay Packers as they continue the quest of being the top seed in the NFC North and the NFC overall?
As I said at the beginning, I want to see this team open it up. I know you want to be a Josh Jacobs-led offense, with sprinkling in some great passes and a great passing attack. But I want to see this team open it up from the beginning. Just play the way you played in the second half. All Packers fans at least most of them, recognize that's the strength of this team. Mixing it up, hitting the short passes over the middle, every once in a while going down the field. And then, oh, by the way, when you think you're going to pass, you throw Josh Jacobs and Wilson at him, and then it works better than just trying to ram the ball down the other team's throat.
A couple of comments.
That's what I expect.
A couple of comments rolling in as Steve gives his analysis there. Scott says on YouTube, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube says, I'll be watching special teams in the running game to see if the Packers can be real contenders. So two things that Scott is clearly worried about through 7 games this season. Can you establish Josh Jacobs early and often in this one? As Gabe mentioned, James Cook was an animal for the Bills against this Carolina team last week. And that game was in Carolina, 40-9 win for the Bills. And Mr. Fantasy just says, yep, Steve, got to steamroll these guys.
Absolutely. This is a game where you show the rest of the league. I know that they're not into those big statements, but that's what this is. Because who do they play next week? You want to look as good as you can today for that big. I mean, that's all eyes on that game next week.
But this is something, again, just taking care of your business against teams like this is something that young teams, especially, I feel, have trouble doing. Think about even back to when Jordan Love had the great run in the back half of 2023. They had huge wins, back-to-back weeks. Thanksgiving, they go into Detroit and win that game. Then they send a statement to the rest of the league when the Kansas City Chiefs came into this building and the Packers won. And then what happened after that? Tommy DeVito happened after that.
That's right, yeah.
Tommy DeVito. So they lose back-to-back games against
that one.
DeVito, and then they lose, I think, to the Buccaneers before then they go on and close out the season.
That's something we always talk about, that second half for Jordan Love of that 2023. That's something we really failed to mention. They lost to the Giants. I think it was on a Monday night.
It was a Monday night to Tommy DeVito. So, but that's a game that, especially after you beat the Lions, after you beat the Chiefs, you're thinking you're going to win, and then you have the kind of that letdown. Very similar to what happened in Cleveland this year. When you have that young team and you think you've figured it out, no, take care of business this week. You had a big win last week. You got a big opponent. You got to make sure you focus on it. Again, nobody in the league is really going to be focusing on if you win this game 35-17. But if you lose, suddenly that's going to grab everyone's attention. Take care of your business. That's how you build a 30-game winning streak inside Lambeau Field. That's how you get to what some of those teams that we've talked about from 96 and 2010, by taking care of business in the simple games like tonight.
I can't wait to use the word complimentary football, or the term, rather, complimentary football a million times tomorrow as we react to a big Packers win. Hopefully, that's what we see here at Lambeau Field today. Final thoughts from the mayor, Steve Scaffidi.
Crowd's going to be crazy because these games are so spread out this year, so you don't have to have the week-to-week thing. So I'm expecting the crowd to be nuts. Defense is going to shine. Offense, as I said, Matty Gold, breakout game. It's going to be his touchdown. First one?
Yeah.
It'd be first of his career.
He does not have one yet.
Took him too long, but that's what I'm looking for.
Are we sold on the Matty Gold nickname you've given him since the draft?
I don't care if other people are. I'm sold. And as you've known me, that's all I really care about. What I think about it.
Very good. Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's favorite vodka for a reason, distilled 6 times. Still, it's just right. Tito's known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly. We'll get to yes or no. We will get to the injury report presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin and more. It is the 10 o'clock hour of Green Bay Game Day, leading into kickoff. Packers, Panthers here at Lambeau Field. Gabe and I roll on with you next right here on Green Bay Game Day.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Is back pain slowing you down? The OAW Spine Center offers specialized care with advanced treatments for herniated discs, spinal fusion, and more. Their board-certified orthopedic care specialists use the least invasive methods, starting with non-surgical options. If surgery is needed, they provide minimally invasive procedures. The OAW Spine Specialists focus on getting you back to an active lifestyle faster. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWSpineCenter.com.
Welcome to Jackpot Land this fall at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all fall to win your share of thousands in prizes each month and earn entries into the big December Jackpot Land prize drawings. Your October, November, and December entries all count. Win thousands in cash or reward play. Welcome to Jackpot Land, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP?
Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all, on the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house, only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Big ideas deserve a big story and the right audience. At Saturn Lounge, we bring your marketing to life with branding, websites, digital marketing, and video storytelling that stands out from the crowd. Whether it's a TV spot, a campaign, or content built to connect, Saturn Lounge is where strategy meets creativity. From the first spark of an idea to the final cut, we're here to make your message shine across every platform. Ready to make your marketing a success? Step into the spotlight with Saturn Lounge, your launch pad for bigger, better marketing. To tell the world your story, visit SaturnLounge.com today.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Citizens Bank, we believe banking is more than transactions. It's about being recognized and remembered. It's feeling like you're understood and supported along the way. It's the small stuff that says, we know you. Because when your bank gets you, banking just feels better. Citizens Bank. Bank where you belong. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/belong. Citizens Bank is member FDIC.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strouf and Gabe Neitzel hanging out with you live from the Tundra Trio just outside of Lambeau Field for Green Bay Game Day.
I'm not going to lie, Stroufy. I was not expecting this chill. Like, when I left my house this morning, I looked like, oh, it's going to be like 40, 50 degrees. I played golf in something very similar to this yesterday. And I was fine.
Wait, you're still golfing?
Oh, yeah. Yesterday, we avoided the rain. It was fantastic. It was a great day. So I thought, oh, it's going to be very similar. I'm a little chilly today. It's a little, you got that.
Oh, I think it's beautiful out.
But
also,
no, this is.
I've got my best, we were talking about Tommy DeVito. Yeah. I've got my best Tommy DeVito agent costume on today in honor of Halloween.
Minus the fedora.
No fedora. I'm having a good hair day. I can't wear a fedora. But I got the glasses, I got the peak coat on. I'm ready to rock and roll, baby, on this beautiful winter day.
Again, that's
fall? Is it fall?
It's still fall. But so to me, again, that's on me. This is. If you were bringing somebody to Lambeau Field for the first time, and I know we've talked to a couple of Carolina Panther fans are here, this is the type of day. It's not too cold, right? It's not like it was last year for the Bears game where we've got the heaters out here at the Tundra Trio. Everybody's huddling around them, trying to stay warm. There's just that, it's crisp. There's just that tinge of crispness in the air. It's like perfect fall football weather, which is what I think a lot of people in the state of Wisconsin think of Lambeau Field. Now, most people outside of Wisconsin think of what it was for the Bears game last year.
Bingo.
But I think this is the perfect type of game you want to be at Lambeau Field for.
And I must say, the North Carolinians,
sure,
very kind people. But North Carolina's warm year-round, so this might be a little chilly for them.
Sure.
But I feel like this is a beautiful November. Hold on, I'm still hung up on the golf thing.
Yeah.
So you golfed on November 1st.
That's correct, yes.
How often do you get to do that? Because, golf season is only so long in Wisconsin.
The last few years it's been more and more into November. I think last year we got into the middle of November was the last round that I had played. Maybe a week before Thanksgiving, like that weekend before Thanksgiving, I think was when we finally could hang him up. But it's, again, as long as it's like this and courses are open, I'll be there.
I know you will be. No doubt about that. Gabe Neitzel, Alex Strouf hanging out with you. So I am curious from your perspective on the Josh Jacobs thing, because it seems as if he hasn't really been able to get going through the first 7 games of the season. Now we're getting into, as we talk about the weather here, we're getting into this time of the year where running your workhorse seems to be more important and a key to victory for the Green Bay Packers. Are you worried about Jacobs and maybe the lack of explosiveness from him so far this season?
I guess I'm not worried about it quite yet. I think as the offensive line, and again, it's tough because the Packers were very fortunate last year with how healthy their offensive line was for the majority of the season. That's just not the way that works, and that injury bug kind of bit them early this year. And really, Elton Jenkins, I don't know if it's because of the contract dispute again, but he just hasn't transitioned as well as I think everybody thought to the center position. It's just a little bit different, right? And I know Brian Bulaga had talked about it this week, and they had who did they have on Wilde and Tausch this week? Corey Linsley, former center Corey Linsley, on to talk about it a little bit. And it's a little bit different. He was such a good guard, and it's just different enough, and he hasn't been able to fully make that transition. I think he's going to get comfortable. As good as he is, I think he's going to get more and more comfortable as the season wears on. I'm hoping that offensive line can have that cohesion once again, and then we start to see Josh Jacobs really start to take off. Maybe, again, that starts today. And even though I believe this team should be a pass-first team, that the offense should run through Jordan Love, him distributing the football specifically to Tucker Kraft and guys like that, Josh Jacobs is still going to play a huge role on this team. You think about 1996. Yeah, Brett Favre was the MVP of the league. Yeah, Brett had Keith Jackson and Mark Chmura and Antonio Freeman and all these guys to throw the football to, but Edgar Bennett and Dorsey Levens played huge parts in closing out games when the Packers needed to at home when you got into the fourth quarter. So just because I want them to kind of flip doesn't mean that Josh Jacobs still doesn't have an incredibly important role and will play an incredibly important role for this team over the second half of the season.
You picked him as your hero today, so you're expecting things to maybe take a turn as soon as, a couple hours from now.
Carolina, 24th in the league in yards per carry. This is a run defense that struggled. Again, they gave up yards in bunches. I'm not expecting him to have 200 yards the way that James Cook did last week, but I think we can see Josh Jacobs start to look a little bit more like the guy we're used to. And it's funny that he just hasn't gotten going. I think he's still second in the league in rushing touchdowns behind a guy who could be MVP if it actually went to somebody other than if it actually went to somebody other than a quarterback.
Don't get too far ahead of yourself, Gabe. You know better.
Yeah, he would be in the MVP conversation if it was
2005.
Yeah, if he had an actual chance at it, he will. Like you said, he will win Offensive Player of the Year. But I mean, what JT's been doing has been fantastic, and the only guy who's found the end zone more as a running back this year is Josh Jacobs. So he's still able to do that. And he's still somebody they obviously trust a lot inside the red zone to get those tough yards between the tackles. So I have faith that they are going to get that run game going. They have too many good offensive linemen that are healthy.
Yep.
Josh Jacobs is too good for them to continue to struggle running the football the way that they have.
3.6 yards per carry for Josh Jacobs this season. Emmanuel Wilson's been really good for them. 35 carries, 162 yards for Wilson on the season as RB2. And it sounds like he will be RB2 for the foreseeable future. As Matt LaFleur earlier this week said, I would not expect to see Marshawn Lloyd, the draft pick from a couple of years ago, who just hasn't been able to stay on the field.
Did he lose his hamstring? They can't find it?
I don't know if I don't know how often that happens, but you might be onto something there. So Emmanuel Wilson been really good as RB2, and today a good opportunity for the Packers to get the run game going. All right, we will take a look at the injury report. We will play some yes or no with Jason Wilde, who is on his way over. He will be here shortly. I will let him explain what happened when he gets here, which will be coming up next. But got to tell you about our friends over at Prize Picks, because you can download the Prize Picks app today, and I'm going to help you out. I'm going to give you a code. You put that in. You play a $5 lineup, you're going to get $50 in lineups, all right? Put $5 into Prize Picks and use my code at sign up. You're going to get $50 in lineups. That's great for you, and you can watch Packers play at noon today. You can play all day long on Prize Picks with each slate. That's how I do it. I play a noon slate, I play a 3 o'clock slate, I play a Sunday night slate on Prize Picks. Use my code. It's GKB. Good Karma Brands, good kick, Brandon. Hopefully he doesn't miss any today like he did last week. GKB at sign up with Prize Picks. You'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Jason Wilde joins us coming up next on Green Bay Game Day.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Shop the Pig! The new Piggly Wiggly Pig Points program is here, and earning rewards just got easier. Now you'll earn 10 Pig Points for every $1 you spend, and redeem those points on your favorite products right in the store. It's simple, it's rewarding, and it's all right here at your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly. So shop more, earn more, and save more, only at Piggly Wiggly. Sign up today at shopthepig.com. Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig!
Homer here for Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. This November, you'll save big with 50% off all window styles, plus you could get 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills and come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Visit windownation.com to get started.
The grill is hot, the crowd is loud, and the flavor? That's all Coop's Mustard. Hey, it's Alex Strouf. For over 125 years, Coop's has been the MVP of Game Day Eats with 14 bold flavors that make every brat, burger, and pretzel a championship bite. Because Coop's isn't your ordinary mustard. It's extraordinary mustard. The kind that turns tailgates into traditions and touchdowns into taste bud celebrations. This football season, bring the bold, bring the flavor, bring Coop's. Coop's Mustard, spreading the love since 1897.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into non-stop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee's Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
The holidays are the perfect time to thank the people who make your business shine. At Alpha Custom Apparel, we help you create custom gifts and branded apparel that show true appreciation. Whether it's polished polos for your sales team, cozy quarter zips for employees, or thoughtful giveaways for your best clients. We make it easy with fast turnaround, creative options, and Midwest service you can count on. This season, give gifts that build pride and strengthen relationships long after the holidays are over. Visit alphacustomapparel.com and start your holiday gifting today.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Make Tsunami Express Car Wash part of your fall game plan. With 7 Milwaukee area locations, including our newest in New Berlin, we've always got your ride covered. Sign up online today and get your very first wash free. That's a $25 value, absolutely free. At Tsunami Express, you'll enjoy premium washes, free vacuums, and detailing tools to keep that car looking sharp and game day ready. Don't wait to get in on the action. Claim your free car wash right now at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strouf and Gabe Neitzel with you. That was awesome. Is this where you get beer? No, but close enough.
Oh, you guys are broadcasting here. Yeah.
This is what we do here. Very good.
I mean, maybe they should give us a cooler. We can just start handing out beers
I
every
actually
once in a
love
while.
that idea. Can we work on that, Dylan? Next Monday, can we start tossing beers at people? I kind of like that idea for going forward.
Yeah, we can't be having tossed beers.
I'll tell you what, dude. This is a real thing.
Okay.
If this whole dream of mine, which I'm very grateful has worked out. Like I've said this before to you, this is my dream job. I'm talking about my favorite team. Right before the game, right outside of Lambeau Field. I'm incredibly grateful for this opportunity and the fact I get to do this now year 3 hosting Green Bay Game Day. It's my dream job. But if this hadn't worked out, I would be inside Lambeau Field selling beer. Because I think I'm loud, I'm enthusiastic.
No, you would be.
I would be awesome at that. Beer here! Get your beer here! I'd be awesome at it. So if this whole thing hadn't worked out, that's what I would be doing, but I'm grateful.
Was that the old Johnsonville ad where the guy breaks into the PA?
Lambeau
I can see that being you. Yes, I can see that being you. So the Packers inactives, we have them. We have the Packers inactives, so we know who is going to be playing, who is not going to be playing. So are you ready for that list?
I am. Let's do it.
Okay, so the inactives include Dontavian Wicks, Jacob Monk, Donovan Jennings, Lucas Van Ness, Warren Brinson, and Lucas Havrisik.
Okay.
Meaning that both Quay Walker and Brandon McManus, who were questionable in the injury report, are ready to go. I don't like how they've kind of handled this Brandon McManus thing.
Go on.
Because if he was good enough to kick last week, to me, he should not have had any sort of injury designation for the game today. And I wonder if all of our hypothesizing was true of he saw how good Lucas Havrisik was looking and decided, hey, I need to go, I need to fight a little bit. Kind of the way that a couple weeks ago Josh Jacobs fought to play. Right? He was cleared, and they were like, we don't know if you should play. No, I'm playing type of thing. And he finally said, hey, I'm going to play. And they allowed him to play last week, which he ended up missing 2 field goals. You miss a 57-yarder. I'm not going to be too upset.
Sure.
The 44-yarder.
That one's not good.
Is the one to be more upset about.
Hold on a minute. Because I understand it's unfair to judge somebody on a 57-yard miss.
Yeah.
However, that's on the tail of a 61-yard make by the other kicker the week before.
Indoors. Not in sure. Famously, Acrisure Stadium is a place that's tough to kick. Kind of like Lambeau, the wind can swirl a little bit. So
sure.
I'm not going to. The kick was online. He kicked a little.
You are
short.
happy with the decision that they're rolling with Brandon McManus, but the asterisk on that is Lucas Havrisik for the second week in a row is on the roster still.
Yeah, and I guess we'll find out what's happening with Havrisik. Because, again, they obviously don't think that McManus is healthy enough, so they're keeping Havrisik there at the cost of, Jason's guy, Chipotle Ben Sims, because he was the one who ended up off the roster last week in order to activate Christian Watson. So Lucas Havrisik is on this roster because the Packers were still fearful that Brandon McManus would not be healthy enough in order to kick. Now, I'm sure there is some sort of pipe dream that they'd like to trade him on Monday or Tuesday if McManus is healthy and just get some sort of draft pick for him. I'm right there with you. Again, that's why I called it a pipe dream. That they would be able to get something for him in some sort of trade.
Hold on. I don't know that it's necessarily a pipe dream. If a team is desperate enough, they would give up a 7th-round pick. I am confident in saying that.
Or they'll just go get a different kicker. Because you know what? Where did Lucas Havrisik come from?
The street.
There's a lot of those guys out there like Lucas Havrisik.
Yeah, but how many of them are making 61-yard kicks, Gabe? How many of them?
I think you'd be surprised.
Okay, yeah, you're right. 60 is the new 50 is what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yes. Both in age and in field goal yard.
And that's not to diminish what Lucas Havrisik did. I mean, again, kicking that 61-yard field goal really helped turn things around for the Packers in Arizona. That was a big kick that gave them some momentum and I think helped propel them to the second half comeback. It's just, yes, Brandon McManus is your kicker. He should be the kicker. Yep. I'm 100% there. Why did he have an injury designation this week if he was healthy enough to kick last week? Maybe he shouldn't have kicked last week is the point I guess I'm making. If you still weren't sure if he was healthy enough and listed him as questionable going into today's game. Because it's not like quarterback, right? It's not like what the Ravens were trying to pull with, although they said it was an honest mistake, or even what the Packers pulled last year with Malik Willis, because preparing for Malik Willis is a lot different than preparing for Jordan Love.
Sure is.
That doesn't happen at kicker. The kicker just kicks. It's not like you're surprising the Carolina Panthers with Brandon McManus, and they're like, oh, that throws off our game.
Damn it!
Like, there's no gamesmanship to be played there, so it doesn't make sense that he would be listed as questionable. It's just kind of it feels a weird way to handle it.
I would agree.
And hopefully it's behind us now, because this is the second straight week that McManus is kicking.
So you say that. Next Monday, do you expect both of these kickers to be on the roster?
No.
I don't either.
No, and again, I don't want to diminish what Havrisik did, because I think he helped, turn things around in Arizona, but you're only carrying one kicker, and you're going to have guys that are getting healthier and healthier that you're going to want to activate off of IR and have ready to go, and it just makes the most sense that Havrisik would be the next man off the 53 whenever somebody is ready to be activated.
No Dontavian Wicks again.
Yep, with the calf injury.
Not great. I mean,
No.
I understand he has not been a huge part of their plans when he's been active, but still not great.
No, and he's somebody, though, because of the quick twitch, like anytime he's got that soft, like he needs to be healthy, because that's what separates him is that kind of quick twitch and be able to separate at the top of routes and do things like that. So if the calf is bothering him, especially with Christian Watson back now, you have a lot of depth at that position. It's not the end of the world if he's not playing in the game today.
Not a trade candidate for Tuesday, right? And I don't think you can when you're injured, but...
No, but if they decided, if a team decided he was healthy enough, or, it's not like he's on IR.
The guys who I have my eye on ahead of Tuesday's deadline for the Packers that they could potentially trade out.
Yeah.
He's one of them.
I would agree.
Romeo Doubs is one of them.
I disagree.
I don't think they do it unless it's like a second or third round pick.
I can't imagine somebody giving up a second or third round pick
for an expiring contract.
But
does that come with a contract extension? That's obviously
that would be the question there. But
the other name is Kingsley Enagbare.
Enagbare is an interesting one. I wouldn't do it, especially because Van Ness is injured.
Yep, I agree.
And Engabare's been good, and you can never have enough pass rushers, because suddenly, if the Lucas Van Ness thing becomes a situation where he injures, trying to work his way back, has a setback, now he's out for even longer, you're going to want Kingsley Enagbare. And going back to the Romeo Doubs thing, the reason why I don't think that Romeo Doubs would even be considered in a trade, you had, when Micah Parsons came here, Goody told the story of, hey, I wasn't going to do this unless everybody was on board. Right, he was going to pull a big move like that, and he ran it by Matt LaFleur, and Matt obviously signed off on it, but initially was like, oh man, Kenny Clark, that stings, he's such a leader, obviously we have to do this, but he wanted to make sure everybody was on board. If that principle applies to trading Romeo Doubs, Matt LaFleur is not going to be on board. He just didn't. He gets the most snaps at that position, he gets the most targets at that position. Matt LaFleur, I can't imagine, would be on board with trading Romeo Doubs as much as he has used him this season.
Yeah, I agree with you. On the Doubs portion, obviously that's a name that's consistently been floated because they have so many pass catchers that are good, but not great. I think we're ready to put Tucker Kraft in that great category after the season he's had so far. One of the best tight ends, if not the best tight end in all of the National Football League this year. And the questions continue to roll. Can you make him a focal point of your offense? Can you continue to feed Tucker Kraft? That's a good thing, right? Because we've had this. This is season 3, Gabe. Season 3, we've talked about, do the Packers have a number one wide receiver / pass catcher? It's no longer WR1, it's PC1 in my eyes.
Well, which is fine, because how many teams have had a pass catcher where their primary guy is a tight end?
This is the stat I always like to bring up, because we talk about the Packers very highly, as we should, right? They are a true contender. They are a real threat in the NFC to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. And they have been. It feels like really ever since Jordan Love became the quarterback. We weren't certain what they would be in year one, but ultimately they almost beat the 49ers in the divisional round that year. So since that moment, we've considered them true contenders. True contenders / Super Bowl champions always have a number one receiving option. Always.
The last one I would say would have been the Eagles. Not this past time, but the time before that they won the Super Bowl. They did not have a 1,000-yard receiver, and they kind of spread it around. And turns out they really didn't have
rarity.
And then Nick Foles ended up being the quarterback because of injury to Carson Wentz.
So on the flip side of that, though, and on this note, when you look at the two dynasties of the past 2 decades, that'd be the Kansas City Chiefs and the New England Patriots.
Correct.
And especially those later Patriots teams, the one that won the last 2 or 3
with
Super
Rob
Bowls.
Gronkowski.
He was a tight end.
Yep.
And the Kansas City Chiefs, despite him getting older and older, the number one pass catcher in Patrick Mahomes' tenure has been.
It's been Travis Kelce. Now, they have mixed in good receivers, obviously.
This year they have certainly.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill kind of helped,
true,
in the earlier portion.
Yeah, he was okay. Yeah,
in the earlier portion before. But they made the conscious decision of, hey, we're going to trade him away and keep Travis Kelce. You can have a tight end be that number one pass catcher and still have good weapons on the outside, because there were still plenty of good receivers that Tom Brady used, but it opened up because of the way that they used Rob Gronkowski.
And I'm only acknowledging Super Bowl champions. You think of the 49ers, who have been in a couple Super Bowls recently. George Kittle.
Yeah.
I think, it's probably not their number one guy in Indianapolis who has the best record in football, but Tyler Warren's been awesome for them as well.
He's the number one tight end this year in yards. In yard, now he's played another game.
I'm sorry, I'm very distracted.
Yeah,
the UW band is here today. The fifth quarter. Now, do we call this the 0th quarter because it's before the game? Because they play after the game. That's the fifth quarter.
Correct.
What is the quarter before the game?
I don't know.
You're not helping me out
It's
here
not
at
something I had ever thought about.
Okay.
Or cared about.
Clearly.
If the fifth quarter's fine, but yeah.
You're really dismissing me right now. And I'm not appreciative of that. And Will Summers back at the studio is also dismissing me because he just clicked the ding when you said you didn't care. So this was fun. I've enjoyed seeing the band. Continue your point on tight ends.
Yeah, so, Tyler Warren, number one. But even when you think about teams like the Baltimore Ravens, like Lamar Jackson's won a couple of MVPs, and their tight end position has been one of the best in football, whether it's been Isaiah Likely in the backup role, Mark Andrews obviously as well. Like, teams do this pretty consistently across the league where you can have a tight end be your primary pass catcher, and I think that's what we're starting to see the Packers finally evolve into. And I'm glad it's happening, because I felt like outside of the Matthew Golden hype during training camp this year, there was a lot of Tucker Kraft hype.
Yeah, there was.
And he is living up to that hype over the last couple of weeks.
No doubt about it. And obviously another career game, second career game of the season for Tucker Kraft on National Tight End Day last Sunday, which I forgot was a holiday now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's an official thing.
Glad he got to celebrate it accordingly. So, yeah, I guess on that point, Gabe, I'm just curious to see, given the way the Packers have really spread the ball around, and I don't view that as a huge negative. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But when you have a guy emerging the way Tucker Kraft does, you have to highlight him, and you have to continue to feature him the way they have the past couple of weeks. But
I look at it this year as more of a negative than the last 2 years.
Go on.
Because the last 2 years, you've been waiting for someone to emerge, right? And even going back to, they spread it around because they had lost, they had lost Devontae Adams in the last year of Aaron Rodgers here as well. And, okay, so you're looking for someone to emerge, starting with the Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson draft class, and you continue to add to that to present day. And to me, it's pretty obvious that Tucker Kraft has separated himself. And when you watch Matthew Golden, man, just even watching on TV, he stands out. And getting him the ball more, I think, is something that's going to unlock another level of this team. Because, you want to spread it around when you don't have someone you want to get the ball to. And I'm not saying that Matthew Golden is as good as Devontae, because I think Devontae's a future Hall of Famer.
Yep.
But when you have guys that are really good, get them the football. It's the same reason that you turn around and hand it off to Josh Jacobs 20 times a game and Emmanuel Wilson gets 5 to 7 carries. It's because somebody's better and they've earned and deserved those touches. I think the more they get the ball to Matthew Golden, the more it's going to continue to unlock. And it's, again, the same thing with Christian Watson. You're going to want to take a couple of deep shots a game because of the size-speed combo that he presents, much like they did last week. And he has the 4 catches for 75 yards to really help that team in the second half. So when you have guys worth featuring, you have to do it. Because, again, we're talking, the theme of today is football is a simple game. You want the ball in your best player's hands. And sometimes spreading it around when you have guys that are emerging, that isn't what's best for the offense.
That's true. And it looks like the Carolina Panthers agree with that advice as they have officially named Rico Dowdle their starting running back for Week 9 against the Green Bay Packers. It's kind of been a snap share between him and Chuba Hubbard since Hubbard returned from injury, but Dowdle having quite a resurgence in Carolina this year. A really good year for him. He will officially go as their starter today.
Man. He's averaging 6 yards a carry.
That's about double what Jacobs is averaging this year. Just to compare and contrast notes on that one.
And it's not like Rico Dowdle's played 2 good games. That's how that 6 yards carry. No, he is. I mean, he has had a significant number of carries. He's got about 100 carries and about 600 yards. So it's been over the course of the season that he has been able to put together these really impressive numbers.
In weeks 5 and 6, this is what he did. Week 5 against the Dolphins, 23 carries, 200 206 yards.
Oh, that's it?
And a touchdown. Yeah, that's it. And 28 yards receiving on top of that. So just over 230 total yards in that game. And then the week after that, week 6 against the Dallas Cowboys, 30 carries in a win for Carolina, 183 yards, and also 4 catches for 56 yards and a touchdown. So another over 200 all-purpose yards game. He's played 2 games since then, 79 and 54 yards on the ground. Not too shabby there either. So, yeah, he's been very, very good for them and will officially be their starter here. All right, Jason Wilde will actually join us coming up next. I see him. He's here. He has arrived. I will let him tell his story on why maybe he's a little delayed, but he will join us into the 11 o'clock hour as well. But first, the new Piggly Wiggly Pigs Points program is here. Say that 5 times fast. Now you'll earn 10 pig points for every dollar you spend and redeem those points on your favorite products right in the store. It's simple, it's rewarding, and it's all right here at your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly. Sign up today at shopthepig.com. Piggly Wiggly. Shop the pig and save. Jason Wilde joins us next on Green Bay Game Day.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at potawatomi.com/heart.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
Is it time to buy an engagement ring?
Or a big anniversary diamond?
Kessler's has diamonds that come from diamond mines.
And we also have diamonds that come from plasma chambers.
When you see the size of the diamond you can afford when you look at our high-tech newborn created diamonds,
you're going to be happy, happy, happy.
And with approved credit, our financing plans make anything possible.
Our selection of engagement rings is beyond compare.
And our custom design department can modify any ring in any way you choose.
Anyone who says they can give you a better ring
or a better diamond
or a better price
has never been to Kessler's.
And our miraculous no small print warranty says,
if you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed.
It's just that simple.
And all maintenance is free forever.
No charge.
Yes, it really is that miraculous.
You found a partner you want to share your life with.
When you're ready to celebrate,
we've got a diamond for that.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey y'all, it's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. Spent a lot of time pitching heat. Years later, the pain in my joints remind me of those days, but I'm not looking to sit still, and I definitely am not interested in going under the knife. That's why I chose QC Kinetics.
Not just for elite retired athletes. QC Kinetics gives everyday folks joint pain relief using regenerative treatments that work with your body to help repair joint damage.
No surgery, no long recovery, whether it's your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. My friends at QC Kinetics will help you get moving again so you can get back to doing the things you love.
QC Kinetics medical professionals will look at your x-rays or MRI to determine if you're a good candidate.
I trusted QC Kinetics to help me feel like myself again, and I'm proud to recommend them to you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel with you. The Tundra Trio in Green Bay, just outside of Lambeau Field.
Can I get out of the camera view?
Look who decided to show up. 10:50, 50 minutes.
No, I showed. Give me 10:45. I mean, there was a commercial break when I got here.
So the 10 o'clock hour, typically the Jason Wilde hour for noon games.
It'll be the 10:50 to 11:40 hour.
Sometimes that's like an hour for you guys. It's like the second hour of the show.
Fair.
Now that you're here and you're safe and everybody's good, I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit. So Steve Scaffidi, as he always does, he joins us for the beginning of the 10 o'clock hour because he wants to talk to the genius of Jason Wilde.
Ironic.
Yeah. So he stayed with us, and we were getting to the end of that segment, and I said, where is Jason? So I texted you. I said, are you good? You responded about 10 minutes after that
with an expletive.
Oh, bleep.
Yeah.
Oh, bleep. Sorry, my brother is walking around.
Oh, is that who that is?
That is who that is, yes. So now he's walking that way.
Where was he at 10 o'clock?
Yeah, right. We could have used him. So I texted you. You good?
You were
said,
concerned.
Oh, bleep.
Yeah, you were concerned for my well-being.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thought you needed to send your dad on a welfare check.
We legitimately
I
were
appreciate
talking,
your concern.
We were legitimately talking like this is not like Jason. Like if he was just stuck in traffic, he would just send a text, "Hey guys, gonna be late, stuck in traffic," or whatever. If you were going to be late, so we were legitimately concerned that something had happened to you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate your concern.
Turns out,
I'm not a genius.
No.
So a couple things. First
you went
of all,
2 hours back? That's my guess.
There was no clock-related issue at all. Because remember, we fell backwards.
Yes. Yep. So I thought maybe you did it twice.
So when I was a kid, I remember this happened twice with my parents. When we sprung ahead, we showed up at St. Paul's Lutheran in West Allis, Wisconsin, thinking we were arriving at 8:15.
Yep.
But we were actually arriving at 9:15, and the processional was coming out as we were walking in. At least we were early for the 10 o'clock service.
You were, yes.
But that happened twice when I was a kid. I wish we had sprung ahead last night, because then at least there would be that, but I don't have that. I for some reason, because it's the first noon game at home of the year.
Yep.
For whatever reason, I thought, 11 o'clock. The Wilde hour is 11. And I never even thought to noon. Why would it be till noon? The game starts at noon. Never even I was up at 7. Got a workout in. Got some laundry done.
Yeah, nice. Oh wow!
Got a lot accomplished.
Really
walked the
morning.
dogs on a nice long walk. I'm getting in my car at 10:20. Thinking, well, I'm going to get there early. I could see some partners.
Because typically that's what you
do. Gabe Neitzel's parents are there.
Because usually I do see you at about 45 minutes before. Excuse me, half hour before.
You mingle. Yes.
Very good breakfast burrito from Buck and Honey's, by the way, today.
I'm doubting there's any left by the time I got here. So I get out of the shower. I'm taking my time, fixing my hair. Want to look nice. And I look at my phone, and it says, "You good?" And then I'm like, "Oh, I am not early. I am late." So then my biggest pressure was, because now you're rushing, right? And even though you say, don't worry about it, you still, you're embarrassed.
Correct.
You want to make sure that you do your part.
Yep.
And so I'm coming over here, and my biggest thing is, all right, don't run over a pedestrian. And don't get a speeding ticket, right? Because those are the two. And I was
safe to say you accomplished both of those.
Both of those, although there was a temptation on the corner of Oneida and whatever street that is that I'm coming up to get onto Ridge to come into the media.
Don't say there was a temptation to hit a pedestrian.
So what is it with people? If it's a very clear don't walk.
Yep.
Who do you think you are? That you can cross against the light when there are cars waiting with a green light to go this way. What is that? Who do you like? that's like I may be an idiot, as I've confirmed today, but at least I'm not arrogant and think that you'll wait for me. I'm going to walk here. I was not actually going to run them over, but I was thinking, hey, I don't have time for this because if this light changes and now I'm stuck at a red light because you crossed against it, that's going to make things even worse. So, no, I did not run anyone over. I did have 2 people say hello to me, and I gave them the no slow down, hey, how you doing? Which I never do normally. So, I'm here. Let's talk Packers. The only thing that would make today worse
go on.
Is if you saved yes or no for when I got here.
I have great news for you. I sure did.
I knew that was going to happen. I deserve that, and not only that,
so here's the thing,
as
Jason,
punishment.
I'm actually glad you brought that up because before you responded to me, I'm like, is he okay? Did something happen?
You were hoping for a yes or no answer?
Yeah, I was. But I said to Gabe in the commercial break, I said, it would be rude to play yes or no with Jason Wilde without Jason Wilde, right? And he said, I'm going to let you make that call.
So I think because no one's getting any Packers insight at this moment with my story. So as punishment,
yes,
I am required for the first time in the history of the game to deliver for each question a yes or no answer.
Wow.
I think I have earned that punishment.
Wow.
For what I have done today.
Jason's actually going to play yes or no.
It is not a permanent switch. That is today's punishment. No, I feel great. I do. And my laundry is fresh. It smells like meadow. I don't.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
nice.
So I think I use a similar detergent.
It's Tide Free and Clear, but they don't sell ice cream, so I shouldn't be telling you that. All right, so that's our line on our show.
Yep.
Let's play yes or no. I'm sorry that I'm late, and I am here to accept that punishment.
This might be the best day of my life. Go ahead, Gabe.
Before we get to yes or no, I do want to talk to you about how the Packers have handled this Brandon McManus situation.
Yeah, this is on Gabe's mind, hot and heavy.
For whatever reason, it's just bothering me. Because if he was, to me, Jason, if he was healthy enough to kick last week, which he was because he did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How does he have an injury designation this week and we had to sweat out his questionable status? Now, he is active. Lucas Havrisik is not, so McManus is going to be the kicker again today.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, either you're healthy enough to kick and you're good to go from here on out, or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And by having that injury designation this week, it just something seems a little off there for me.
Gabe, how long have we been friends? Almost 20 years now?
Probably,
right?
something like that, yeah.
Because I started doing our shows as a call-in guest in 2003, I think, which is, and I think you started, you were like 14 or whatever you were.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So, one of my biggest pet peeves about the injury report, we have discussed this many times. I would argue that both Quay Walker and Brandon McManus, who both practiced, right, would have been probable if we hadn't gotten rid of that. And so Brandon McManus kicked like normal. He did it a different day this week, but he kicked. So I don't think he did. I think he kicked Wednesday, Friday. Instead of last week, he kicked Thursday.
Yep.
So he kicked the normal days. There's no way that he was truly questionable unless he was going to, get hurt trick-or-treating or something. So I would say that it should have been probable for the listing, but they don't have that anymore.
But
Same with Quay Walker, who practiced on Friday.
But with Quay, I get it. But like putting even a questionable designation there, you could just have him with no injury designation.
You could. But I think
there's no gamesmanship to play with the kicker, Jason.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not like Malik Willis or Jordan Love. Which one's going to play?
Right.
Got to keep them guessing. If Havrisik is kicking today, the Panthers coaching staff goes, "Cool."
Right, good for you.
it doesn't matter
really tricked us.
Who the kicker is.
Yeah, I don't think it was gamesmanship. I think it's the lack of a probable. I really do. Like, Matt LaFleur talked about him as if he was kicking anyway. Like,
yeah, right.
He talked all week like he was kicking, and then they still listed him as questionable. So I don't have a better answer for you.
You really don't
than that.
enjoy the fact they got rid of probable.
Because and look, especially now.
Well, and the reasoning that they gave, 95% of the time when someone's probable, they play.
Right,
what do you think probable means?
Right.
Come on.
Exactly. And my issue,
in the word.
My issue now is with where we're at in terms of the gambling impact on sports and this game specifically. The injury report, I would argue that the NFL needs to say, look, as much as we appreciate that you're trying to gain a competitive advantage with how you designate guys or what you list them as, we can't do that anymore. And like you've seen them already levy some fines, obviously what happened with Baltimore and with Lamar Jackson. I think especially in light of the NBA stuff that's going on, not only should probable be brought back, but they should be required to be far more transparent. I mean, think about all the daily fantasy stuff that this factors into. And again, that's not my area of expertise or interest. But if you are going to let, in my opinion, that fox into the hen house,
which they already have,
then you are required to then make sure that everything's on the up and up. Because the whole reason the injury reports even started was because of shady dealings with it way back in, as Homer would call it, the Old Testament, about guys' availability or not, and how, the betting with your bookie realm was being impacted, and how that could influence players. So, to me, I couldn't agree with you more that McManus was kicking the whole time.
Okay.
Like, there was no doubt about that. But if you want to have him with some injury designation because it's possible that he aggravates the quad in warm-ups or whatever it is before the inactives are out, that would be why. But you don't have that as an option anymore.
Fascinating. I didn't think we would get into the Old Testament and probabilities, but here we are.
It's amazing the insights you can get when I'm here.
Being here part.
Yeah,
I thought, well, I could call in, but I was so
flustered.
That it would have.
You needed the drive to kind of calm the nerves.
We needed you to breathe.
I got one of those alerts on my watch that said my heart rate was over 100.
I believe that. 100?
Well, that's what it said at. You only get that. I think that might have been inaccurate. I don't think it was quite that bad. Like, I think I'm at like 67 when I'm at rest, but yeah.
6'7"?
Thank you very much.
Very well done by you. Hey, 47 degrees right now at kickoff. Will be 49, but wind gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Feels like temperature in Green Bay. 34 degrees. Whether it's a cold Lambeau breeze, a rainy afternoon, or that perfect fall football chill, you want windows that can handle it all this November. Window Nation puts an end to your windows problems. You'll save big, too, with 50% off all window styles. Plus, you can get 0 interest for 5 years. Hurry, that sale ends soon. So schedule your free estimate right now. WindowNation.com. That's WindowNation.com. I've got to rewrite my questions.
I'm gonna start getting the same text that you sent me earlier from Paula and the girls, because I left without saying goodbye. Like, I sprinted out of the house. I'm out of the driveway. They might not even know I'm gone yet. All right. You do what you need to do.
I need to rewrite my questions. That's what I need to do, because I write them to try to trick you into saying yes or no, but you're actually going to say yes or no.
You have my solemn word. I will deliver a yes or no matter how painful that might be.
Hour away from kickoff as Alex Strouf was just scared by the fireworks here at the Tundra
Without
Trio.
fail every time. Yes or no with Jason Wilde's coming up next on Green Bay Game Day.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only, and you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Now through Wednesday, save on 14.75 to 29.45 ounce selected varieties Culinary Circle Pizza, 2 for $10. 46 to 48 ounce selected varieties Blue Bunny Dairy Dessert, $3.99. 4 to 6 count selected varieties Dan & Light and Fit or Oikos Multi-Pack Yogurt, 2 for $7. Gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms White Milk, $3.99.
I am starving.
Oh, no, never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, oh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
Homer here with a message about 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities, located on a serene setting along the Bark River on 300 gorgeous acres. 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities is a top-ranked full continuum community. Active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. 3 Pillars, the hands-down choice for you or your loved one. Been there. Know people who live there. They love it. You gotta go to Dousman and see it in person. Get all the info on 3 Pillars at 3pillars.org.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Crisp air, cozy sweaters, and a home that's actually ready for fall. Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Don't let your home be the only thing falling apart this season. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. Exterior Pros and Baths, because your house deserves a little sweater weather too.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's finally game day.
6, good protection, pass wide open, making the catch and getting into Washington territory. Tucker Kraft pulls his way down to the 20-yard line.
And the countdown to kickoff starts now.
What's the fake? Pass caught, touchdown, Green Bay Romeo Dobbs.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Broadcasting live from the shadow of the south end zone at Lambeau Field. Alongside Gabe Neitzel and 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde, here's Alex Strouf.
Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, Jason Wilde with you, just under an hour away from kickoff between the 5-1-1 Green Bay Packers and the 4-4 Carolina Panthers. Quay Walker and Brandon McManus are both active for the Packers today, as Quay Walker dealing with that midweek calf injury suffered in practice, and McManus still dealing with the right quadriceps injury. He was questionable, but not really questionable, and he will play and kick for the second straight week for Green Bay. All right, Jason was late. He's less flustered than he usually is, or was, I should say.
Yeah, he's usually not flustered.
I'm not usually flustered at all.
No, it's usually me who gets flustered.
But I would be lying if I said I was.
Therefore, his punishment for being late is he actually has to play yes or no with Jason Wilde.
Will today be the day there are black and white answers from our most respected journalist?
Possibly. I think we shouldn't be greedy. Maybe. You would certainly hope so.
It's time for Yes or No with Jason Wilde.
Jason, you excited to play this game?
I could not be more excited.
That's when you say.
No. Yes, I am very excited.
Sorry. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
This is going to be a real adjustment for me.
Yeah, this is going to be tough.
He's going to be a really big
stickler. All right, let's
too.
start with Matt LaFleur on the holiday that we celebrated on Friday.
I don't give a if it's Halloween. All right? We're trying to win a game.
Period. Well done, Wallers.
Period.
Yeah, it's a Friday in the National Football League.
Sure is. Jason, yes or no? You give a bleep about Halloween.
Yeah, I love Halloween.
Do you really?
I love giving out candy. I like walking with. We did not trick or treat. We went to the Badger volleyball game on Halloween. Dressed up as Ted Lasso for the game for the show on Friday. By the way, I don't want to dog Matt LaFleur on this, but a couple of weeks ago at the end of training camp, they had a costume party, and he went and he dressed up as apparently Burt Reynolds. So I don't know if it was a 70s party or what it was, but I thought he looked like Ted Lasso, so it led to a good exchange between me and him. But apparently he's not against wearing costumes, so why is he against Halloween so much? And the guys always do a Halloween party, so I assume they had one on Friday night. So whatever the bah humbug is for Halloween, apparently that's Matt LaFleur.
Okay, so you do like Halloween.
I love Halloween.
Gabe, yes or no? You give a bleep about Halloween.
I'm fine with Halloween, but it's not my favorite holiday.
What is this, the transitive property of hedging?
Well, I just don't. I'm Halloween agnostic. How is that?
Transitive property of hedging.
Well, if I'm answering yes or no, somebody's got to hedge.
Yeah, someone's got to give a ambiguous answer.
Okay, fair enough. We will see how that goes as we continue on Yes or No with Jason Wilde. Yes or no, Jason, you believe this could be a trap game for the Green Bay Packers?
Oh, I believe it could be. I don't think it will be. I think, Matt LaFleur's approach this week was interesting because, as Tausch always says, you can tell that your messaging is getting through with your players if you hear them parroting what you said in the media. And so after, I don't know if you remember this, but Rasheed Walker suggesting the Packers could go undefeated and then them promptly getting beat in Cleveland and him getting reprimanded in some manner. Then it became 1-0 every week. 1-0 every week. 1-0 every week. So this week it was all about this not being a trap game, and Matt LaFleur kind of feels about trap games the way he feels about Halloween apparently. But look, it is the definition, as we talked about during the week, of a trap game because you're getting it on both ends of the game. You have an emotional win, which they can downplay all they want, over the former quarterback on the road in a place where this franchise had not won since 1970, which is even before I was born. And then you have a game coming up a week from tomorrow against the defending champs who beat you twice last year to start your season and to end your season. Like, if you were to conjure up the most challenging type of trap game, this would be it. But again, as we talked about during the week, if they are the team that they think they are, they go out there and beat these guys 38-10 today. Now, it doesn't matter if they do or don't as long as they win, obviously. But if you want me to be convinced that they took this game seriously and they got up for it the way they needed to, that this is a game that you have to win in impressive fashion.
Ted Lasso on Friday, Al Davis on Sunday. Gabe?
Well, I mean, to your
Just
point,
win,
Jason,
baby.
going back to that Cleveland game, again, I think that undefeated talk, the kind of how guys felt in the locker room. And then they weren't prepared. Oh, we could probably just show up, roll out the helmets, and beat the lowly Cleveland Browns. And then they end up getting bit and lose that game. But it can still happen to veteran teams. Chewy loves to talk about the Colts game from 1997 where they gave up a
0-10.
bunch. But that wasn't so Chewy would call that a look-ahead game. Because following the game against the Colts, do you remember who they played?
I don't.
It was the Dallas Cowboys right here in the building. First time in that era that the Cowboys had to come to Lambeau Field. So I think that's what they were looking ahead to. They end up getting beat by the Colts the week before, and then they boat raced the Cowboys inside Lambeau Field en route to their second consecutive Super Bowl appearance. But I think that those games do exist. It's obvious that trap games and look-ahead games exist. It's not a narrative that's pulled out of thin air because it happened to this team earlier this year, and it's happened for as long as I've been watching football. It's happened to a lot of different teams. So it's whether or not Matt LaFleur wants to believe they exist or don't exist doesn't mean that they're not out there, because these games do exist, and you have to take care of business today. You had the mistake against Cleveland. Learn a lesson from that and apply it to today's game.
Very well said. Yes or no, Josh Jacobs needs to have a 100-yard game in either this week or next week's game against the Eagles?
Well, if you're going to give me a choice, yes. next week. I mean, look, these guys are struggling to stop the run. So there's an opportunity for him to have one today as well. But again, in order to do what you want to accomplish, you can beat these guys a variety of ways. Their offensive line is in tatters.
Yes, it is.
I would expect today would be a game where Bryce Young tries to get rid of the ball shortly after it is snapped to him. But if he doesn't, he's going to be in peril for a large portion of the game. You can win this game a variety of ways. You don't have to win it running the ball. I thought the most troubling thing I heard during the week was Adam Stenovich saying that we have had too many instances of we blocked the wrong guy in the run game. That strikes me as something that you should be better than.
Not great, Bob.
So I don't know why that is, but they're finally getting their, kind of starting to get a rhythm with their starting five. Zach Tom is healthy. Aaron Banks is playing better. I think there's encouraging signs, but again, I'm confused. That seems to be one of the key fundamentals to being a successful running team.
What transition did the Packers coaching staff overestimate the most? Nate Hobbs going from slot to the outside, or Elton Jenkins going from guard to center?
I think Elton has settled in now. I think he was having a hard time.
Because I think he was one of those guys, Jason, that was
blocking the wrong guy. Yeah. I still think it's Nate Hobbs, because I think they had less evidence and they were making more of a projection, right? We had seen Elton play, not on a regular week-to-week basis, but he had done it multiple times previously. But I do think that's part, too, of Elton. He has a style of play. Like he was telling me a couple weeks ago that the defensive lineman would always say, you're so aggressive with your pass sets. Mm-hmm. And he realized, I can't do that at center. With the snap part of it, and then, there's more moving pieces, even though, the job theoretically gets easier as you move closer to the ball on the line. So I think he tried to take his mentality and his approach from playing guard and just thought, I could just keep doing this, except I have to snap the ball first, and that led to some issues.
There you go. Yes or no with Jason Wilde actually answering yes or no. Yeah. Well, I wish you would feel early.
Oh, sick burn, bro. I was early for my 11 o'clock appearance.
You were? Yep. Very true. He was here earlier than he needed to be for 11 o'clock.
It's game day. If you're heading up to Green Bay, make a quick stop at Higher Love Cannabis Company, just over the border in Menominee, Michigan, less than an hour from Green Bay. Award-winning, locally owned, organically grown, the best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD. That's findhigherlove.com/CBD for more information. The flag making its way.
You see a lot of things you don't normally see if you're running an hour late.
Did you see the UW band make
I did. I saw them coming in as I was power walking to get here.
Yes, okay, very good.
It's like one of those guys in the Olympics.
You also do a lot more in the in the final hour, because we got a lot of things to do. We got to do our Gruber Law Office's one call. We got to take a look at our best bets. We've got to get to a Lakeland University trivia question. All still ahead as we get you ready for Packers Panthers, a noon kickoff here at Lambeau Field. We continue on Green Bay Game Day right after this.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You want in on the autumn action at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee? Of course you do. With $300,000 in prizes, who wouldn't? November 1st through the 20th, play with your rewards card for entries. Thursdays, pick your win from a prize board. At the end of the night, all leftover prizes go to one winner in a jackpot drawing. Autumn action. It's going down at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Game day in Green Bay means friends, food, football, and fun. But first, make sure your ride looks the part. Whether you're rolling up to the tailgate, headed to the watch party, or just cruising around town, a clean car sets the tone for victory. At Tsunami Express Car Wash, you'll get a fast, premium shine every time. Plus, free vacuums and detailing tools keep things looking spotless inside and out. With 13 locations and growing across Wisconsin, it's easy to swing through your way to the action. Kick off game day the right way. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Did you know Love was born November 2nd? Did you know Love was raised in Bakersfield, California? Did you know Love played college football at Utah State? Are you looking for lots of Love touchdowns the rest of this football season? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we love being your one-stop shop for everything alcohol-related. With our selection of over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, liquor, and mixers, all at the lowest prices in town, Discount Liquor has all your tailgating needs covered. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Discount Liquor, 2 locations, Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
It's time for tip-off as the Milwaukee Panthers basketball teams begin their seasons on Monday night. The action starts with the women's team taking on Loyola at 6 in the Kalachi Center on campus. The men's team hits the Panther Arena court at 7 as they battle Hampton. You've got plenty of MKE basketball action to take in on Monday, November 3rd. Join us at 6 for the women's game or 7 for the men's game. For details and to score your tickets, visit MKEPanthers.com. Milwaukee Panthers Athletics for the MKE.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strouf, Jason Wilde, Gabe Neitzel with you. We are about 38 minutes away from kickoff between the Packers and the Panthers here in week number 9 of the NFL. What are you laughing at?
I'm trying to figure out what time I'm going to be walking in.
Yeah.
If I'm still here 38 minutes until kickoff.
Everybody's going to be worried about you in the press box. You're going to get so many "you good" texts today.
I don't think anybody else in the press box cares about me as much as you, so I appreciate that. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. Our Lakeland University trivia question today. The Panthers have 2 number 1 overall draft selections in their team's history. I assume we can figure those out.
Mm-hmm.
One is Bryce Young.
And the other is?
Julius Peppers.
Not number 1 overall.
Oh, really?
He was also
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they have what in common?
They both were number 1.
Yes, but not what I was looking for.
Do they? No,
no, he's number 9. He's number 9.
No, he wears 9.
I'm still thinking about something that we're going to post on social media later. That was what I was thinking about jersey-wise.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They both won the Heisman Trophy. And I believe that is the only team to have 2 number 1 overall quarterbacks that both won the Heisman. There's your Lakeland University trivia fun fact of the day.
I'm glad I usually miss this.
Lakeland University. Lakeland.edu.
Bryce Young won the Heisman?
Yeah, right?
I don't
wait
think
a minute.
so.
Who are you, Jesse?
I don't think he
fact
did.
check this?
I don't think Bryce Young won a Heisman Trophy.
Will, fact check that for me.
Oh,
all right,
Lord.
bad University, Lakeland University trivia question.
I don't mean to be whatever. But in the moment since you made that wisecrack about me needing to be early.
All downhill since then.
You've hit your head on the microphone or the video camera.
Bryce won the Heisman, right?
He did win the Heisman.
He won the
okay,
Heisman in
so he did win the Heisman.
You did not seem very convinced.
Well, he questioned me, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure he did.
Okay.
All right. The correct trivia question. Brought to you by Lakeland University, Wisconsin's leader in flexible, personalized education. Whether you're just starting college, finishing your degree, or balancing work and family and daylight savings, Lakeland lets you earn your degree your way. Lakeland University, experience it
That had
your way.
nothing to do with this. Never mind. All right. Can we get to our one call for the
that's
whatever?
exactly what we're going to do. It's time now for Gruber Law. This is one call where you make one. Have you ever done this before?
No. I'm not usually here.
But why would he?
make-
Usually he is comfortable. He's settling in.
Having a
Setting
second
up my
breakfast.
iPad to watch to have the game on. I'm going to be all frazzled.
So you make one prediction for something you believe will happen in the game.
Oh, because not only do I love to answer questions yes or no, what I really love to do is prognosticate.
Yes, this is right up your alley.
Yeah, no,
This is your punishment, man.
No,
show up 48
I
minutes
deserve
late.
it.
That's what you get.
45.
All right, one call. Guru loves us. One call. That's all. Gabe, we'll start with you.
I am going to say the Packers secondary comes away with another interception this week. I think that they're going to be able to force Young into some bad decisions. They're going to get some pressure in there, and him trying to get rid of the ball quickly is going to result in a Packers defensive back coming away with another takeaway, and they start to stack those games where they have takeaways.
Okay, takeaway central. We were talking to our Panthers friend Jeff, who pointed out that every game they've lost, they've turned the ball over 3 times. I don't know if I didn't fact check that. That might not be true, but it's what Jeff told me. Jason, your one call.
Seems like a reliable guy.
Well, we're going to fact check that next. I believe that Matthew Golden will have his first touchdown of the season and will be more involved than the 3 catches for 4 yards he had last week.
You and Steve Scaffidi on the same page with that.
Well, that's not a good sign.
How do you feel about the nickname Matty Gold?
How does MG feel about that? Because MG is what they call him in the locker room, and it feels like a kind of an encumbrance of a nickname. Like it doesn't flow off your tongue.
No, it doesn't.
It's not, J.J. McCarthy, although he's better probably than J.J. McCarthy appears to be. So I don't like Matty Gold, no.
That's Scaffidi's nickname for him, and he's swearing by it. I told him it was bad. He didn't listen to me.
Yeah, Matty Ice has obviously worked for people,
Ryan, yeah.
but not Matty Gold. Not a fan.
Very good. 2.5 sacks for Micah Parsons today. 2.5 sacks for Micah Parsons today.
It's a lot. It's a lot of sacks.
I know it is, but he had 3 the other week. There's a shredded offense line. What's the word you use? Tattered?
Tatters, yeah.
He never had a 3-sack game until that game.
And I'm not picking him to have 3. I'm picking him to have 2.5. Do you listen?
I do, yeah. Just saying it's really hard to do.
I mean, most he's had since he won the Heisman.
He probably won the Butkus Award. In fact, I think he did win the Butkus Award.
Okay. Enough with the college awards that we're not quite sure about.
I believe, though, and we talked about this earlier, Jason. I'm curious to get your thoughts on it.
Sorry, missed it.
We yeah, it was during the 10 o'clock hour, too, where we talked about maybe not paying enough respect to greatness. I feel like we do it. My comparison was with Giannis and the Bucks. I feel like we are already starting to do it with Micah Parsons because we just know what he brings, and we don't give him enough attention for how much he changes what this Jeff Hafley defense does.
I guess my response would be speak for yourself, because I think it's pretty evident to everyone that not only is he an elite player, but he is a tidal wave tsunami raise the other boats guy. Like, again, the stat about Rashawn Gary, who I saw a couple people with Rashawn Gary jerseys on. Rashawn Gary had 7.5 sacks in 17 games last year. He has 7.5 sacks in 7 games this year.
It's pretty good.
And while I don't want to take the credit away from him entirely, like there's been at least 2 where he was completely unblocked because they were more worried about the guy wearing the number 1 jersey. I'm not saying that you could have made that sack, Strouf. I know you're quicker. You got a lot of good bend, especially when you're going around the cone. So I don't think it's all because of Micah Parsons, but he has certainly been a rising tide to lift all the boats.
I would agree.
Well, why do you think Rashawn kind of disappeared for like those 2 games? Because the season's been really good.
No, but because that's what Rashawn has a track record of doing, in fairness, right?
Yeah, it is. I just thought, I guess I was more hoping that had gone away because he still is seeing a lot of those one-on-ones. And not that he's going to get a sack every game.
No.
That is asking way too much. But it's not even he was even getting a pressure when quarterback hit. It was just if you didn't know that he was out there, you would have no idea. If you didn't see 52 out there,
Indeed.
and you look at the box score and wait, Rashawn Gary played today?
But hold on, Gabe. He was in the Pro Bowl last year.
Pro Bowl used to mean a little more than it used to, huh?
He was a real selection. It wasn't like he was an alternate.
It was. There were not very many true defensive ends to choose from.
That's fair. I would guess the Packers will have a different defensive end in the Pro Bowl this year, or maybe two of them, even.
Yeah,
both top 10 in sacks right now.
Indeed, different alignment.
It's unlikely they would both be all pros in some capacity.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 4 spots, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think so.
And I would assume Myles Garrett is going to claim one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Micah Parsons will claim one of them.
So it would appear at this juncture, yes. Yeah. A lot of football left.
I think it's more likely Love a finalist for MVP or Parsons wins Defensive Player of the Year.
Parsons wins Defensive Player
of the Year.
Okay, that was easy.
Well, I mean, and that's not to take away anything from Jordan, how good he's been. It's really hard to win that award. A guy who has 2 of them and had his greatest statistical season of his career last season did not win the MVP.
Yep.
It's a highly competitive award, and Jordan, as good as he's been, has not been as good as the guys who were in the upper echelon and likely the final 3 in that award.
Gruber Law Offices has a reputation for winning. Their experienced and powerful team works tirelessly to help people and families seriously injured in accidents by providing the best care and service. There is never a fee until your case is won. Gruber Law Offices has been serving the people in the state of Wisconsin for over 35 years. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. Final thoughts from Jason Wilde ahead of Packers-Panthers coming up right after this on Green Bay Game Day.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Shop the pig!
The new Piggly Wiggly Pig Points program is here, and earning rewards just got easier. Now you'll earn 10 pig points for every $1 you spend, and redeem those points on your favorite products right in the store. It's simple, it's rewarding, and it's all right here at your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly. So shop more, earn more, and save more, only at Piggly Wiggly. Sign up today at shopthepig.com.
Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig!
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and when it comes to my home, I want a team that I can trust, and that's Lifetime Home Services. From cleaner air and radon safety to custom closets and electrical work, they do it all under one roof. What I'm most excited about right now is their epoxy floors. They make your garage clean, durable, and organized, with shelving and storage to get everything off the floor. For over 30 years, families have trusted Lifetime Home Services to make their homes safer and better looking. Trusted solution, lifetime results. Schedule today at lifetimehomeservices.com. If you're living your life in pain, you need to take control of your health and look beyond just traditional medicine to get that done. Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I want to tell you about my friends at QC Kinetics. When I've gone to the Greenfield location, I have seen with my own eyes what QC Kinetics can do for you. QC Kinetics offers cellular treatments that at the micro level can cure that pain for the long term. Using QC Kinetics' natural healing tools, you can revitalize those joints and get back to living the life that you deserve to live. It's fast, all natural, and there's no downtime. You'll be amazed, just like I was, to see all the tools in their toolkit to give you a pain-free life and get you living an active life once again. Do not wait any longer. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative cellular medicine, and it's something that you need to see to believe. Your pain-free life is waiting for you on the other side of your free consultation with QC Kinetics. Give them a call today for that free consultation at 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
Hey, it's Jen Latta, and I just had my walk-in closet redesigned by Closets by Design. Doug and his team in Mequon were amazing, from the first consultation to the final install, and now I have a beautiful, organized space for all of my clothes. They really brought my vision to life. Locally owned with the backing of a trusted national brand, they deliver expert design with a personal touch. Get 40% off plus an extra 15% off and take advantage of 18-month free financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN. And don't forget to tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Transform the way you do business with Fifth Third Bank's Commercial Payments Solutions. Our market expertise and managed services streamline your entire payment process, seamlessly integrating with your existing systems to give you unparalleled control. Discover new revenue sources, save time, reduce operating costs, and boost your bottom line with our customized payment solutions. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strouf and Gabe Neitzel hanging out with you at the Tundra Trio just outside of Lambeau Field. And a few more minutes with our buddy Jason Wilde. With only 24 minutes until kickoff. How long does it take you to get into the stadium?
So I have to walk along this lengthy causeway here, and then I go in.
Media workroom,
Then I go up on another level, and then take a very long walk back toward the press box. So it's going to be close, but I have no one to blame but myself.
You said it, not me. How do you expect
I certainly am not blaming Gabe's parents, who it's great to see them, and it would have been great if I'd have gotten here earlier to talk to them some more, but I will literally drop my headphones and head for the exit as fast as can.
All right, so we'll get you out of here on this. The Packers are 13.5-point favorites today, looking to advance to 6-1-1. What do they need to do to take care of business and get ready for Philadelphia here next Monday?
Yeah, I do think, to your point from yes or no, I think they need to run the ball effectively, whether that's with Josh Jacobs and Emmanuel Wilson or just with Josh Jacobs, but that's important. I think their defense has an opportunity to ramp up their pass rush and force some turnovers because of pressure on an inconsistent young quarterback. I think there's an opportunity here to feel really good about how you're playing going into a really important kind of measuring stick game. I don't know if he doesn't believe in trap games, does he believe in measuring stick games?
Can't imagine. If you don't believe in trap games, you don't believe in any other game.
Cliche games.
Correct.
Right.
Anything that.
But privately, does he think, all right, it's good. We've done this against Cincinnati and Arizona and Carolina. Is it possible? And look, I think it's starting to look like Pittsburgh maybe was a little
not
bit
as good as we thought.
Right. And so if you can. Because I do think there are games that you feel a lot better about what you are showing and becoming because you played against a really good team. And if you beat them here a week from tomorrow, then you suddenly have a different view of your team.
Sure.
But again, it goes back to the Mike McCarthyism of handling success. If they can do that, if they can win today and then do that a week from tomorrow, and suddenly now they're sitting there at 7-1-1 and they've beaten the defending champs, then you're starting to really think about some opportunities, and can you handle that success?
I do think privately he probably believes in that, Jason, because I think of the two big games that they won in 2023. Going on the road at Detroit. You're telling me that those wins weren't a proof of concept that this was a team that could go and do some damage in the postseason like they did in Dallas?
Totally agree. Yep. And so he's not going to say that.
Nope.
But, now maybe he'll say it after if and when they beat them.
Yep.
This shows us our guys what we're capable of, and yet we still feel like we've left a lot out on the table, even tonight. But first, you got to do this. And again, I go back to what I said when I arrived here out of breath. If you are the team that you believe you are, then go take care of business against this team, because these are not the Cam Newton Super Bowl-bound Panthers. This is a team with some good pieces that is still an NFL team, and if you stub your toe repeatedly, you can lose to them here. By the way, they're not 0-8. They're 4-4.
Yes.
So if they play with a lackadaisical approach, they could be in trouble. I would think that they are beyond that, But that's the other thing about young teams is you just never quite know. And while they're an experienced young team, they can also often be an immature young team.
A good opportunity for that full 60 minutes of complimentary football that Matt LaFleur has been seeking for the entire season. And here we are
since
in week 9.
The Dallas playoff game, frankly.
Yeah, right. You're probably right about that. I mean, other than Saints Monday night last year.
Yeah, but I don't even know if they played that well in that game.
They went 34-0.
Yeah, I still don't know if they played that well.
Well, we'll save that debate for another day. Jason, appreciate it.
I gotta go. Bye.
We'll be listening to you on Green Bay Game Night and Wilde and Tausch tomorrow. We will take a look at best bets and our game predictions as we wrap up Green Bay Game Day. Coming up right after this.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into non-stop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee Sports Bar. Or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Looking to heat up a career in HVAC? Dick & Strouf Heating and Cooling in Milwaukee is now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Family owned and operated, Dick & Strouf offers competitive wages, a 401k match, health insurance benefits, and a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. This is more than a job. It's a chance to grow with a company that truly values its people. Apply now to become their newest team member at dickandtrouf.com. Dick & Strouf Heating and Cooling. Come see the difference. Apply at dickandtrouf.com.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's just it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Group, we believe in the human side of real estate. For us, it's faith, family, and friends in that order. We live that every single day. I'm Tony Wendorf. We move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so our clients win. We operate from a place of gratitude, having donated nearly $200,000 back to our community since 2020. You deserve a team that delivers a luxury experience no matter the price point. Contact us today to get started. Tony Wendorf & Associates, trusted knowledge, superior service. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Hey, it's Alex Strouf. When it's game day, every detail matters, from the perfect seat on the couch to the perfect spread on the table. For over 125 years, Coops has been bringing incredible flavor to the table with 14 bold mustard flavors that turn good food great and great food amazing. Whether it's brats, burgers, or pretzels at halftime, Coops isn't your ordinary mustard. It's extraordinary mustard. So this football season, bring the bold, bring the flavor, bring Coops. Coops Mustard, spreading the love since 1897.
It's time for tip-off as the Milwaukee Panthers basketball teams begin their seasons on Monday night. The action starts with the women's team taking on Loyola at 6 in the Kalachi Center on campus. The men's team hits the Panther Arena court at 7 as they battle Hampton. You've got plenty of MKE basketball action to take in on Monday, November 3rd. Join us at 6 for the women's game or 7 for the men's game. For details and to score your tickets, visit MKEPanthers.com. Milwaukee Panthers Athletics for the MKE.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day. presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com today for info from the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel with you for a few more minutes as we lead you to kickoff between the Packers and the Panthers. The Packers 5-1-1, the Panthers 4-4. And alphabetically, those two teams very close, but on the paper, not very much so. 13.5-point favorites for the Green Bay Packers as they look to advance their lead in the NFC and the NFC North in first place of both of those at 5-1-1. Quick note for you from Pittsburgh, old friend Aaron Rodgers seemingly has suffered an injury on his throwing hand during pregame warm-ups, seen signaling to his pinky finger, as well as clenching his fist while warming up. So I assume he will still go. Mason Rudolph, the backup in Pittsburgh. But Rodgers likely playing a little hampered at 41.
The pinky, I mean, obviously on the throwing hand, any one of the digits gets injured over there, you kind of become concerned. But he played his entire last season here in Green Bay with a broken thumb. A little more important throwing the football than the pinky is. I'm guessing he'll be just fine.
I would guess so, too.
Would you be shocked if he went out and threw a couple of touchdown passes today? I would not.
Nope. Never would be, especially with him. He's still got it a little bit, although I liked seeing the Packers beat him last week. All right, real quick, let's take a look at a best bet I have for you today, which is presented by the Island Resort and Casino, a premier resort destination, the largest north of Milwaukee, with everything you like to do in one awesome location. Visit islandresortandcasino.com to book your total experience today. I'm looking at touchdown scores today.
Ooh, anytime TDs.
Anytime TDs.
I'm guessing you're not getting good odds on Josh Jacobs today. I'm guessing that Josh Jacobs is like minus something.
155.
Oh, jeez, yes.
Tucker Kraft minus 103.
Okay, that's better.
The Packers now have two guys where you would have to bet more than $100 to make $100.
Mm-hmm.
So minus 155 for Josh Jacobs, minus 103. So you'd have to bet 103 to make 100 on Tucker Kraft scoring a touchdown. We don't look at minus money in this segment.
No.
We look to make money in this segment. And make money we will, because I hear everybody talking about Matthew Golden scoring a touchdown today.
Yep.
Sure, I hear you. Could happen. I'm more confident in a different wide receiver to score a touchdown today.
Christian Watson?
Christian Watson's first touchdown since returning. Obviously, this is second game back. How about plus 285 for Christian Watson?
That's
plus
good.
285 anytime touchdown scorer. And if you want to really kick it up a notch, how about Christian Watson first touchdown scorer? That's plus 1,300 if you're feeling a little bold in this one, because I think the Packers will score a lot and probably first today against this Carolina Panthers team. So I like Christian Watson on the anytime touchdown at plus 285, but I also like him at the first touchdown at plus 1,300. Just a little cheddar on that one.
I mean, I just feel like, for him to score a touchdown with the way things are currently set up, it's more like it's got to be a bomb for him. I don't see him being this red zone target for them because they love to run the football once they get inside the 15-yard line, even though he is that big body. I don't know if he's a part or a big part of the offensive red zone plan quite yet, especially as well as Tucker Kraft is playing. One of the touchdowns he scored last week coming certainly in the red zone, that nice little flat play that they ran where he was able to turn the corner and get into the end zone. So if it is Christian Watson first touchdown scorer, I'm guessing it's a Christian Watson touchdown of like 40-plus yards.
It's Jordan Love's 27th birthday. It is the Packers 1920s throwback jerseys, and it is Packers-Panthers coming up at Lambeau Field in just about 10 minutes. The Packers now down to 12.5-point favorites for what that's worth. That line has moved a little bit.
Interesting.
Depending on where you look at it, but the public might like that 13.5 with that hook. More so than the 12.5, if you will.
I still like them to win big here today. I really do think they learned a lesson with the way they went into that Cleveland game. And the Browns, yes, they've got a great defense, but you need to be more efficient than what you were. And having the turnover when they did, they still could have very easily won that game without a couple of the mistakes that they made down the stretch. But that had to do with kind of the attitude they went in there with. The whole Quay Walker, we might go undefeated. No, we can just roll the footballs out. Once you go through that, it's hard to imagine, even though you're a young team, Strophy, you learn a lesson there. And I think they learned a lesson. I think they, especially because they're at home, and they've played really well at home in the first 3 games, I think they put it on the Panthers today. I just don't know how the Panthers are able to score enough points.
The thing that I'm struggling with is the Packers. I don't love this phrase, but I'm going to use it. There's a lot of phrases I don't really like in football. I think they're very buzzwords, right? I think one of them, the phrase that we've heard a lot about the Packers recently, is they play down to their opponents. They are clearly the superior team in this game.
Correct.
They are playing at home today, where they are 3-0 on the season. So I struggle with the idea of that they've been able to boat race a team yet, and they've had opportunities to do that this year. Pittsburgh, kind of a boat race.
In the second half, yeah.
Cincinnati, sort of a boat race, but it ended up only being, an 8 or 9 point game in that one. The last time the Packers played here at Lambeau Field. So I think we're going to get something similar today, where it feels like the Packers dominate from start to finish.
Yeah.
But the final score doesn't truly indicate that as much. I think it's something like a 27 to...
See, that'll be disappointing if they only put
17.
up 27. I think you got to get into the 30s. I'm not expecting them to put up a 40-burger the way that Buffalo did on them last week. Again, it's just hard to do that against an NFL team, even if that NFL team is not as good as you think.
Well, look, I view
just hard.
I view it as simple as this, right? There's three keys. If you accomplish this, you should win big. Jordan Love's got to be Jordan Love.
Yep.
And it's his birthday today. Give him a gift of a win. Number 2 is you got to establish the run game. Get Josh Jacobs going a little bit. Love to see a little bit of Emmanuel Wilson in there, as we have each of the last few weeks. And the other thing is you got to force a turnover, at least one. Right?
So
you've got to make them turn the ball over.
I would throw run defense being, if they want to win in a blowout and they want to look as dominant as we want. Yeah, and when you are missing 2 of your preferred 5 on your starting offensive line, and Micah Parsons is roaming around on the other side, the best way to neutralize Micah Parsons is try to run the football.
Yep.
It also helps those offensive linemen. You hear it all the time, whether it's from Tausch, whether it's from Blue, and the whole offensive line crew we have here on ESPN Milwaukee. It's okay. They want to be the aggressors, and offensive linemen love it when you run the football. And it's an easy way to kind of ease a couple of guys who aren't your typical starters into the game. So slowing down Rico Dowdle and slowing down that run game is a huge pathway to the Packers winning big today. If they don't, that's going to tighten up the game. That's going to shorten the game. Possessions are going to be at a premium. And then you're not going to get the big 31-10 blowout type win that I think everybody's been looking for from this team.
I agree with you on that. So I'm fascinated to see how this one plays out. But obviously, we are not on the team, so we can do this. I'm already looking ahead to next week. Just get out of here with a victory, and let's get ready for the Eagles showdown on Monday Night Football.
I'm more than just get out of here with a victory. Let's, again, just show that you are this dominant team. I think...
So hold on, because you saying that makes me think, okay, you feel this is a good team.
Yep.
You're not certain how good they are. Is that a wrong analysis of you?
No, I know this can be one of the best teams in the league.
Okay.
Show it more often, because that's what the good teams do, right? Like nobody.
Now that we're into the month of November,
yeah,
sure.
I mean, nobody. Yeah. When you look at recent Super Bowl champions or teams that went to the Super Bowl, nobody was questioning if the Eagles were good last year.
That's true.
Oh, man, I wonder how good this team could be. You kind of knew how good they could be. Yes, they had, especially at the beginning of the season with the new coordinators and all that with Philadelphia, there were questions about maybe that. But by this time, you kind of knew how good the Philadelphia Eagles were with Saquon Barkley.
Sure.
Nobody's questioned Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs and how good they are. I mean,
despite a slow start, yeah.
And even though, I'm even just talking about them being in the Super Bowl the last handful of years. You kind of knew how good the Kansas City Chiefs were, right?
Yep.
You kind of know how good the Buffalo Bills are. If you want to truly join the upper echelon, you have to go out there and you dominate this game. You show how good you are, and you have to do it on a consistent basis.
So that's what I was just about to say, Gabe. It seems like, yes, we know they're good. We just don't know how consistently really good they are.
Their best is as good as anybody else's best in the league. But with the Kansas City Chiefs, like, they're not always playing their best, but their B game is also better than anybody else's B game. Their C game is better than anybody else's C game. We don't know that about the Packers. We know the A game is really, really good. But when they're not on, right? So that's what it comes down to me. Like, you don't have to play the perfect game today, but even if you just play your B game and you're able to kind of still dominate the game, that's where you can also announce, hey, we're not going anywhere, because that's how good we can be even when we're just a touch off.
I'll just give you this stat, which I saw in the YouTube chat earlier, and I forgot to mark who said it, but it was a good pop. I haven't confirmed this, but I would assume it's true. No team has ever won the Super Bowl with a tie on the record.
Oh.
I mean, that makes sense. There's not a lot of ties in the NFL.
Yeah.
So the Packers could become the first team with a tie, or the Cowboys, I guess, could become the first team to win the stand. They're not winning the Super Bowl. Packers could become the first team to win the Super Bowl with a tie on their record after tying in Dallas 40-40 a couple of weeks ago. But I think what we saw in the second half last week for Green Bay is when you say their best is as good as anybody's best.
Yeah.
You saw that last week.
That's what we're talking about. The first half against Detroit, the first probably even 3 quarters against Washington. That's what we're talking about. Like that best, that plays and can beat just about it. It can beat anybody in the league.
Yep.
But we just don't see it enough for people to go trust this team and go, yes, absolutely, this is without a doubt one of the best teams. Instead, it's like, well, things kind of break their way. No. We're now in November. This is time for big boy football. You start establishing where you are in the league and how feared you are. And it does matter how you play against the Carolina Panthers.
It does, and we will see how that goes down in just about 5 minutes right here at Lambeau Field. Reminder, Homer, Derry Ellerson, Tausch, Jason Wilde got you after the game, immediately following the final whistle on Green Bay game afternoon night. And Gabe Neitzel and Tausch on ESPN Radio following that until 8 o'clock tonight as well on prime time on ESPN Radio. Gabe, good stuff as always. We'll talk to you next Monday. Whew. He's already ready. This has been Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on
Crispy
ESPN
chicken
Wisconsin.
just keeps getting better at Cousin Subs. Try our crispy chicken basket, complete with 3 white meat tenders and a regular fry. A meal made easy. And for the little